It's a beautiful day for a baseball game, and before I came up here in the press room, I had one of those most delicious hot dogs.
Did you?
Yeah, jumbo hot dog, and I'm going to tell you.
Jumbo. Okay.
Yeah, if you're coming out to the ballpark, stop at the refreshment stand. Those hot dogs, they just melt in your mouth. They're a culinary delight.
Okay, well, I might rush the break then.
Right, okay, so now I'm getting back to the ball game. Okay. I just had to get that in.
No worries. Now you're making me hungry. I was able to go to Starbucks this morning for my breakfast, but the Otters offense the past couple of days. They scored, I counted 18 runs, 15 runs.
Well, I know they scored 7 runs in that first game with 7-0, and I think last night was 8-2, so that would be 15. Well, that's not bad. I don't think so.
I don't think that's bad at all.
Yeah, and the only thing is, unfortunately, I was talking to Preston before the game, before we went on the air, and I said, Preston, I'm looking at, we only made 48 errors for the entire year. Now, we had one last night, or 2, because...
I think it was a total of 3.
Yeah, there was 3, but I was just thinking of 2 insofar as the one in left field and so on. But the point I was making was 48 errors for 60-some-odd games so far. That is pretty darn good. So what I'm saying, in essence, is we've got a pretty good defensive team.
Yeah, fielding percentage numbers. The percentage of .975. That's 9% the Frontier League. That's not that bad.
No, I tell you what, and I learned to respect that first baseman we got more and more as I watch him play. Carlos, not only does he have good power to hit home runs, but my God, does he use that glove over first base and that stretch. I mean, there used to be a comic or a comic where they showed some kind of a character that he could stretch his arms or something. And I look at Carlos at first base, and I tell you what, one foot is on the bag and the other foot is about a foot away from second base. Right. How he gets his leg out that far. And the farther he's out in the field with his arm and his leg, shortens the throw, which means it's a bang-bang play, he's out.
Right. I think the other thing is a lot of difficulties. He hit the first Grand Slam of the Otters season this year, and I think that's pretty good for his confidence overall. It was his third at-bat, and it turned out to be that the third time was a charm for him.
Yeah, and of course, they said, like I said, you were on the time, and I know I was standing behind the PA announcer, Zane, and I just watched the left fielder because I was standing up and my view was limited. So I watched the left fielder, and I watched him run, 10, 15 feet, and then all of a sudden he just turned around and watched him over. So it must have been a tremendous shot.
Yeah, I think that was one swing of the bat can change a baseball game, and clearly that was it. Because if that's a sac fly, it's 2 outs, and the runner from third would have easily scored. So it would have been a 5-1 game. So that's a 3-run swing last time I checked.
Yeah, well, that's good analogy. And of course, when you get a grand slam, I'm talking now as an opposing ball player, and you're sitting in that. You're out. There it goes. What time's the bus leave?
Because in a 4-1 game, that's a crucial situation because you have the bases loaded with 1 out. And of course, the starter gets pulled, and then when he comes in, the second pitch of his appearance, he gives up a grand slam. That's got to be at least demoralizing for the other team, the Thunderbolts.
Well, you put yourself in the manager's position, and you're out. You're in the dugout, and your pitcher's out there struggling, and you're saying, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to." But the biggest point is, when do you yank them? Too many times, a manager waits one batter too long. There's another case that the manager yanks him batter before. And in this case, that's what happened last night.
Got it.
They yanked the guy. In comes the new guy. You know you're going to get fastball, and boom, there goes Phillips. He put one over the the Budweiser sign out there.
I think it was more towards the Deaconess sign out there.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah, no, the Budweiser sign is probably accurate. Left center.
Yeah, so we're talking about 380 feet at least.
Yeah, 380, 385 in the
Right.
gaps here at Bosse Field, and the Otters are looking to bring out the broomsticks today for potentially their third sweep of the season.
Well, I hope so, but I don't want to count the chickens until they're hatched.
Right.
So let's just hope and pray that today is a fine day. Now, let's look at the last two ball games we played. On Friday night, we started here and get on, and up comes and it's a base hit. Not exactly how Keith got on the walk anyway. Then he stole second, or it was a wild pitch or something. He's on second, and here comes Ryan Long, gets a shot through second and first, and here we are, RBI, and we're one up.
Yep.
Now then you take last night's game, and we had a situation where Pardon?
Cronin gets on with the leadoff hit.
Cronin, and here comes Long again, and bang! Before you know it, we're one again. So Ryan Long led off the Friday night and Saturday night with the first RBI in the first inning.
Now today it will be a bit of a pitcher's duel, I believe, as Jake Welch takes the mound, the former Thunderbolt, now an Otter. Welch earned his first win at Bosse Field against these Thunderbolts last month. Welch comes in with a record of 5-3 and a 3.47 ERA. He will be opposed by the left-hander Chris Washington, who has a 2-6 record but a 3.23 ERA. In Washington's last start, he threw a shutout, a 1-0 shutout against Florence. Believe it or not, the strikeout-to-walk ratio of Chris Washington is very, very impressive. He has about 57 strikeouts, 7 walks.
7.
So the unfortunate thing for Washington is that the Thunderbolts haven't given him a lot of run support. So it's one of those pitchers who throws well, will allow maybe 1 to at most 3 runs in a game, but because his team hasn't supported him at the plate, in a way he's always pitching from behind.
Well, I'm going to throw a name at you. You may ball his name is Greg Harris.
Okay.
And he was pitching for our Wichita team, our Double-A team in the Southern League years ago. First down our Double-A teams make the recommendation who would get promoted. And I'm looking. I'm sitting behind home plate with Greg Harris. He's going to pitch next night. And I said, I'm looking at the stats, and I said, my God, I said, you got, I'm making this up now, you got 80 strikeouts, but you only got 5 walks.
Right.
I said, but I'm also looking at the home runs. You've given up 20 or 30 home runs. I said, yeah, I'm going to tell you your problem, and I never even saw you pitch. I said, you get yourself a 3-1 count, and you're not going to walk that guy, so you just ball down the middle, and bang, it's over the fence. And I said, you take, and you just talked about him the other night here, that famous St. Louis and...
Stan Musial?
No, St. Louis and Philadelphia pitcher that used to
Carlton.
And I said, you look at Steve Carlton. I said, he's got a 3-1 count. And he gives you the Scroogey, and he's looking the outside corner. And I said, you got a 3-1 count. What do you think is going to be done? Everyone thinks it's the best. Well, the next night, I said, hey, don't give up the home runs. Well, the next night he went and pitched. And I'm listening to the radio when you're scouting. You're also listening to the radio. And it says, and here comes, it's a 3-1 count. Oh, it's ball 4. Well, that's Greg's first walk of the night. He's only given up 1 walk in, per game. And it's another inning. And, hey, it's ball 4. That's 2 walks. Before you know it, he had like 5 walks.
Right.
Ended up that night with a no-hitter. He gave up the walks, but he got a no-hitter. Anyway.
Right. Well, we're going to get to our pregame interview. I interviewed Chris Cepeda, one of the Otters relievers, who has come in most of when the Otters are behind, and his job when he gets in there is to make sure there's a goose egg up on the point after an inning or two is pitched. So we'll get to Chris Cepeda, and after that we'll get to first pitch from Bosse Field. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters pregame warm-up right here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Attention UE alumni. Do you know that the UE Alumni Association sponsors numerous events each year in over 20 cities throughout the country and worldwide? Do you know that over 800 alumni, parents, and other friends volunteer with UE as recruiters, mentors, reunion planners, and fundraisers? Do you know how you can get involved? Find out more by visiting our website at www.evansville.edu/alumni.
We all have busy schedules, but could you spare just a couple hours a month? That's all it takes to make a big difference to the Big Brothers Big Sisters one-to-one mentoring program. You can spend just a few hours a month with a child in need and guide them towards a more positive future. For more information on local Big Brothers Big Sisters programs, call 812-425-6076. That's 425-6076. Start making an impact today.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
Dave Gwynn here with Otters reliever Chris Cepeda, who's been here for at least 2 months. So Chris, first off, how are you enjoying your season thus far as an Evansville Otter?
It's been a lot of fun. You know, me and the guys on the team being in my first year in Pro Bowl, this is something that, you know, that's really enjoyable for me. You know, listening to, like, seasoned vets like, you know, Tyler Beardsley and Vale, it's been a great help for me. So just been, you know, just going with the flow, excited to learn every day and, you know, excited to come to the ballpark every day.
Now, there have been times where in most of your appearances it's when the Otters have been down within 1, 2, or 3 runs. So when you get in there, your job is to make sure the other team doesn't score any runs for that particular inning. Have you accepted that role, or how have you accepted overall as far as when you've been in and helped contribute to the team?
I'm not really worried about my role. I'm really just worried about, you know, going out there and leaving the inning with a 0 and giving my team the best chance to win. And it's pretty much it. I'm not really worried about a role or anything like that. I just want to give my team the best chance to win. And as long as I'm leaving the inning with a 0, that's all that matters.
And I think it must be, from watching an offense like the Otters have, it must be overall from a bullpen perspective that, you know, there are a lot of times when you get in the game, we're going to be having a lead. Just what you've noticed the past couple of months about the Otters offense and how it feels from a pitching staff's perspective.
Honestly, I think, you know, us on the team know that we haven't even came close to our full potential yet offensively wise. But you know, it's a matter of time before we break out open and we start putting everything together and we start looking like a full team, and that's when I think we're going to be unstoppable.
I think what has helped your comfortability out here when you've been on the mound is that your buddy Mike Rizzatello has been behind the plate for you. I guess just talking a little bit about your relationship you have with Mike and the fact that you guys knew each other before coming to Evansville.
Yeah, you know, coming out of high school, you know, you have to being a pitcher in college, you know, that relationship with your catcher is very, very important. And he made me feel really comfortable on the mound in college and now. So I'm, you know, nothing but blessed to have him behind the plate and, you know, supporting me throughout my professional experience so far. So I'm very happy and very excited to be playing with him.
And lastly, what is it like playing at a historic ballpark like Bosse Field? I think it's kind of new to everyone who comes into Evansville, and a lot of people don't know that it's one of the more historic baseball stadiums in America.
Honestly, it's very exciting, especially with the fans. You know, we get some good crowds out here sometimes, so, you know, like you said, it's very historic, so playing here, you know, is fun enough, and then you get to see the Evansville faithful coming out and supporting us every day and signing autographs for the kids. It's just a lot of fun, and, you know, I appreciate everything. You know.
And lastly, you know, the season has been up and down sometimes. You know, we've had a lead, and then it would be unfortunately blown away by the other team, or we would have to come back. From a pitcher's perspective, what do you have? Do you prefer having a lead, or do you prefer trying to get in there and as the offense is trying to come from behind?
Always like having a lead. You know, that's always pitching with a lead is a lot easier than pitching, you know, behind in the game. But for the most part, wherever we are, I think I think I'm very comfortable where our team is because I know our offense can light it up, and I know our pitching staff is can hang with anybody in this league, if not can be at the top. So either or, I think we're all ready as a unit, and we're all expected to be elite, and I think that's where we are. It's just like I said, we have to put everything together as a team, and once we get that, I think we're unstoppable.
Thank you so much. We'll get back to the first pitch. 5 WUEV.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville. It's game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right field. He bat flips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vail rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
Welcome to a beautiful day at Bosse Field in the home of Otterville land. Dave Nguyen and Dr. Bill McCune on the broadcast with you. Glad to have you joining us either on the radio at 91.5 WUEV or streaming online on the Otters Digital Network. Bill, glad to have you with me today.
Well, thank you, young man. David, thank you. And it's good to be here. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Any day is a beautiful baseball day, whether it's June, July, August, or September.
I couldn't agree more. The Otters are looking for their third sweep of the year. They are up 2-0 against these Windy City Thunderbolts, who came in today with a record of 28-37. The Otters are 10 games above 500 with a record of 37-27. Batters 1, 2, and 3 for the Windy City Thunderbolts will be Omar O'Bregan, Christian Funk, and Brynn Martinez. Jake Welch on the mound for the Otters. From the right side of the rubber, here's his first pitch. Drops in there for a called strike. Low and inside to the left-handed batter, O'Bregan. Count moves to 0-1. We are underway at Bosse Field. It's going to be a very hot and humid day. Temperature with a high of 90 degrees. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball right there from Welch. We've been working on his slider as well as his changeup, and he'll occasionally throw a curveball every once in a while.
Okay, well, this Omar, I tell you what, he has the some weirdest, laziest swings. He struck out twice last night, and of course he struck out Friday night as well. So I'll tell you what, he's a slap-type hitter if he's going to be anything.
His 1-2 count from Welch. And next pitch is a swing and a miss. Welch starts the day with a strikeout.
Now, I know you've noticed, Dave, you're very observant, but with that Omar, he has struck out more times on that same identical pitch, which is a breaking pitch, down by his knee, sinking down to his ankle. He uppercuts or golf swings. He has yet to hit a ball on that particular swing.
To the plate now is Christian Funk, who is in a bit of a funk. He is 1 for 7 in the series. He had a double that occurred yesterday. First pitch from Welch to Funk is a called strike. Count at 0-1. Funk batting 157 on the year.
Pretty good third baseman, though.
Swing and a miss on another breaking ball from Welch. Count moves quickly to 0-2 in the first 2 pitches of the at-bat.
And that was a lazy swing, too. With one hand, you know, when they swing one hand, they're just floating the bat through the strike zone.
Welch takes a deep breath. Here's his 0-2. The swing and a foul tip on the end of the handle of the bat of Funk. Count remains at 0-2 with 1 out.
See, now, Welch should come back with that. Jake should come back with that same identical pitch. He's been, I know it's only the second batter, but it looks good. And he's got 1 strikeout.
0-2, breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2 with 1 out. So it seems that Welch, Beardsley, and especially Vail on Friday night have sliders that can be very effective.
Oh, yeah, but there's one that's called a snake.
There we go. A venomous slider from Tyler Vail.
It's got venom.
Who had 10 strikeouts on Friday night. The 1-2, swing and a miss on a slider. Oop, no, it's a very late foul tip.
Yeah.
From my point of view, I didn't see much contact.
Yeah, well, again, you have that column in front of you. I'm going to talk to the school board and see if they can eliminate that. Of course, the roof may cave in, but so what? As long as you got a good view.
1-2, it's in the dirt. I think the crowd wanted that pitch, too.
I thought it was, let me put it this way, tempting.
Tempting. Just like a nice, juicy steak.
Oh, yes. I had one of those the other night.
Did you?
Yes, I did at Cheddar's.
I got some in my fridge back in the apartment. The 2-2 will be a breaking ball in the dirt. Funk does not bite on the breaking ball. Count now full with 1 out.
That was a good pitch, too. That would have been a strikeout pitch, but he didn't go for it. Yeah, I was at Cheddar's the other night.
Payoff pitch will be a foul ball down the right field line. It will be drifting foul to remain the count full. We have Welch on the mound. Rizzatello behind the plate, Long at third, Wetrich at short, Cronin at second, Castro at first, MacNamee in right, Cullen in center, and Jack Meggs in left. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Here it is. It'll be a cold strike 3 at the knees, and that'll be back-to-back strikeouts for Jake Welch. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first.
Well, that's the way we started the game last night. And Friday night, we started with a fly ball to left, and the second batter, Mr. Funk, struck out at that time, too. So Mr. Funk, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon here, has struck out the first time at bat.
First pitch, to Brynn Martinez, drops in there for a strike. Count moves to 0-1, and from a pitcher's perspective, when you get that first pitch strike, you just got to feel good on the mound afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at Friday night's game and Saturday night's game, and you correct me if I'm wrong.
Ground ball over to Castro. Backhand stop. He'll toss over to Welch. Gets there in time. A 3-1 put out for a 1-2-3 inning for the Otters and Jake Welch. We head to the bottom of the first. No score from Bossy Field right here in the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier-Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier-Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier-Press can be found online at courierpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier-Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen and Dr. Bill McCune on the call. Otters up to bat. We're in the bottom of the first. Let's meet the Otters starting lineup. Batting first, playing second base will be number 2, David Cronin. Batting second will be the right fielder, Elijah MacNamee. Batting third will be Ryan Long at third base. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, Carlos Castro. Batting fifth, the DH today, Dakota Phillips, who hit the grand slam last night. Batting sixth will be the catcher, Mike Rizzatello. Batting seventh will be Jack Meggs in left. Batting eighth will be Hunter Cullen in center field. And batting ninth will be the shortstop, Tanner Wetrich. So Cronin, MacNamee, and Long, batters 1, 2, 3 in the order for the Otters today. He'll be going up against Chris Washington, who has pitched very well this season. He has 57 strikeouts and only 7 walks on the year and 69.2 innings pitched. We might see a pitcher's duel today, Bill.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you give up only 5 walks in 60-some innings, my goodness, that is tremendous control.
Unfortunately for Washington, he has a 2-6 record with a 3.23 ERA. Has not had a lot of run support.
Well, well, when you're throwing strikes, that means the batters are swinging that a lot. So maybe some of those strikes were home runs. So therefore, he's on the losing end.
Cronin's got a quick 2-0 count. The third pitch is outside for a ball. Count moves at 3-0. 2 of the first 3 pitches were inside to Cronin. The third one was low and away to the left-handed batter. And I got to tell you, I said hello to Cronin as he walked into the clubhouse. I said, wait a minute. I didn't recognize you there for a second. As he takes ball 4. I haven't noticed, but Cronin's been growing a pretty thick beard for the last month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I said, he goes, I've been growing this for about a month now. I said, I didn't notice. He goes, I guess you haven't.
Oh, well, in other words, he's going to do a commercial for Gillette.
Maybe.
What you look like before you shave and
after.
What you.
I'm sure his mom and dad wouldn't mind that.
Oh, yeah.
To the plate now is Elijah MacNamee. Big Mac, as you like to call him, is 3 for 6 in the series with 3 singles and 2 runs scored. Takes a first pitch, ball inside, count at 1-0 to the former Mississippi State Bulldog.
Yeah,
Cronin led off with a walk, 4 pitches, 4 balls.
I was going to interject. You mentioned graciously how he had 5 walks. Well, now he's got 6.
That's right. The 1-0, low and away to a MacNamee, the right-handed batter, for a ball. Count moves at 2-0 as that pitch was low and away, knee-high for a ball. Washington, the lefty, has the advantage of checking the runner on first base and Cronin without a throw, or at least that without turning his back. The 2-0 drops in there for a strike to MacNamee down the heart of the plate, knee-high depth for a count of 2-1.
Well, believe it or not, Dave, sometimes a left-hander is easy to steal off than a right-hander because most of them, you see them looking, all right.
2-1 is fouled away behind home plate, hits the roof of Bosse Field, and the count goes even at 2. No outs. Bottom of the first, no score. Cronin led off with a 4-pitch walk. Ryan Long on deck. The Otters wearing their maroon uniforms. I guess the whites are pretty dirty. Throw over to first is a soft throw. It's not in time. Count remains even at 2 to MacNamee. 6 hits, entering his 7th game. So 6 hits in 6 games as an Otter. That's not too bad. Great line drive. That's a base hit down the left field line.
That's a
Cronin will round second, heading to third, and McCauley holds him there. Double for Elijah MacNamee. His first extra base hit as an Otter, and boy, was that one a shot.
I'll tell you, right down the line, you couldn't get any closer to that chalk mark, and I tell you what, Cronin there was hesitant on first. Otherwise, he might have taken a chance of going home, but you didn't know whether that was going to get by the third baseman or not because he did make a stab, and, of course, you don't want Cronin doubled off if he did make the catch. So David had to wait until it went into the outfield. So, anyway, here comes Ryan Long.
His first pitch will be a pop-up. Deep left field.
RBI.
Swiss will come up there, makes the catch for out number 1, and Cronin will touch home without a throw. 1-0 Otters, just like the previous 2 games.
I was just going to say, Ryan Long on Friday night drove in the first RBI. Last night he drove in the first RBI, and tonight he drove in the first RBI. And you say he was leading the league in RBIs prior to today.
And he continues to.
Right. Well, again, RBIs, sacrifice fly is just as good as a hit.
To the plate now is Carlos Castro. He hit the ball hard last night. He had 2 singles. He also has an RBI that occurred on Friday night. First pitch to Castro, drops in there for a strike off speed from Washington, the left-handed thrower for Windy City. 0-1 the count to Poppy. Carlos is hitting .287 on the year. He is 3 for 7 in the series. Next pitch is poked, and that will be foul. He caught the end of the barrel of the bat, and it just drifted foul by a couple feet. straightened that one out, and that was at least a double down the right field line.
Okay, now you guys are going on the road after today. Am I not correct?
Yes.
Okay, would you, on your next broadcast, I'll be listening, could you tell me whether he painted that bat?
Okay.
I've never seen a bat that in that design.
Ground ball to shortstop. Martinez checks the runner MacNamee, that throws over to first. And tagging out Carlos Castro is Tyler Straub for out number 2.
Yeah, that left Big Mac over there on second because the play was in front of him. It was suicide if he tried to advance to third.
Right. So to the plate now is last night's man who broke the game open, and Dakota Phillips with his grand slam, the first grand slam for the Otters this season. Lefty-lefty matchup, the first pitch.
Ooh.
Inside on a fastball. Belt high for a ball. Count moves 1-0 with 2 outs. MacNamee, the lone runner in scoring position on second. He had the second at-bat with a double that moved Cronin over to third, and Long scored him for the Otters' first run of the game. Good contact by Phillips, but that's right to the second baseman, O'Bregan, and he'll toss over to first to get the third out of the inning. Otters leave MacNamee stranded at second, where they take a 1-0 lead after the sac fly RBI from Ryan Long. We head to the top of the second, 1-0 Otters on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Hi everyone, this is Pat Mitchell-Worley, host of Bill Street Caravan. Join us each Saturday as we bring you the sounds of Memphis, commentary, and music interviews that take you behind the scenes. The show kicks off the All Blues Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. right here on 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Wynn and Dr. Bill McCune here on the call. Where did you get your doctor's degree? Or is that just a nickname that you've had for a while?
No, this is terrible to say, but, you go in a restaurant and they say, well, the table you'll have to wait a half hour. And then someone rushes in and says, oh, I'm a doctor, and I've got to get to the hospital immediately, and can I have a table? And, of course, they rush and give them a table. So after that, I figure if I want a table, I better be a doctor.
Should I pull that one, too?
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't work.
First pitch to Chase Cockrell as we start the top of the second. Will be a ball inside. Count at 1-0. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it works. I'll tell you.
All right, swing and a miss on a fastball from Welch. Evens the count at 1 to Cockrell. Cockrell hitting .291 on the year. He's 2 for 8 in the series.
Yeah, in reality, they don't say tee-off time is at a half hour, so I got to make it. I can't wait.
The 1-1 swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Jake Welch. Count moves to 1-2 in the first 3 pitches of the at-bat.
And that little Michael behind that plate, sometimes he throws that leg out, and it looks like myself. Oh,
1-2 fastball right down the heart of the plate. It'll be swing and a miss for out number 1.
Now, let's see. I don't have but we had, 16 strikeouts the first night, Friday night. How many strikeouts we had last night?
I'll double check.
I'm looking at, I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I've just got 6, but I didn't keep all of them.
All right, to the plate now is Tyler Alamo. He's 2 for 7 in the series. First pitch to him is called for a strike. So if we were to look at last night, you want the strikeouts.
Yeah.
Let me get that momentarily.
I don't have last night's box score.
Okay. So the next,
Strike.
we have an 0-2 count for a strike. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There's another strikeout.
Welch with back-to-back strikeouts just like he did in the top of the first. He's got 2 away here in the top of the second.
We got 4 strikeouts tonight already, but
we had 8 last night.
8 last night, so
1,
8, it's
2,
24.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9, okay. So that gives us 25. And 4 is 29 strikeouts so far against, that's an awful lot of strikeouts for a team.
The 1-0 is low in the dirt to the left-handed batter, Taisei Fukuhara. He has a 2-0 count. Fukuhara in the series is 1 for 6 with a RBI as well as a single.
And he drove Hunter back to the 400-foot sign last night, too.
That's right. Gets a called strike in there to move the count to 2-1 with 2 outs.
But now you understand why it was 7-0 and 8-2. If you have that many strikeouts, that means you're not getting many men on base.
Here's the 2-1. It'll be a fastball outside from the pound of the mid of Rizzatello. Count moves to 3-1 as Fukuhara takes a ball low and outside, knee high to the left-handed batter. Here's the 3-1. It'll be ball 4 on a delayed call from the umpire, Preston Childers, behind home plate. It'll be the first walk issued by Welch today.
You know, I think our fans that were listening last night, Dave, would be interested in knowing about Keith, why he's not in the lineup, and why he was thrown out. It's interesting.
I think we'll just say he was going to be given the day off.
Well, I thought it was a bum call by the umpire throwing him out.
I can agree with that as well. There's a pop-up, foul territory behind home plate. The count will be at 0-1 to Tyler Straub. Straub is hitting 2 for 7 in the series with 2 singles. He is hitting 190 on the season. Now, you know, it's a bit unfortunate for Keith. I mean, I think it would just be best for him to, you know, try to take a deep breath and kind of clear his mind a little bit. Nothing wrong with having an off day. He's been hitting the ball well. It's just that unfortunate things happened to him in the past couple of days.
Well, I think it's only fair to say he didn't use improper language to the umpire, which a lot of people thought that was why he was ejected. However, he did not. His profanity was maybe still in his pocket because he didn't use it. So anyone out there in Otterville land who thinks that might have been the reason, no, that was not. He did not curse at the umpire.
All right. The 2-1 ground ball, diving stop by Long at third, across the pond on one hop, and the ball gets away.
Got to be a base hit. Yeah, it is a base hit.
I thought Castro was able to get the ball in time.
Well,
but now there are runners on the corners as Fukuhara beats out an infield single.
I mean, but number one, Ryan Long made one heck of a stop.
He saved the run.
Yes, he did. Good call. Good call. He did. He saved the run.
I don't know. I thought that Castro was going to be able to scoop the ball on the one hop from Long.
Well, it was a difficult. Ryan had to get up. He fell down. Well, I shouldn't say he fell down. He dived. He dove after that that hit. So therefore, he had to get back on his feet. He had to hurry his throw, and unfortunately, I think the guy would have beat it out anyway.
So Welch in a jam. He does have 2 outs. Open bag at second. Play at first or second base. First pitch to Koffel. right in there for a strike on a breaking ball from Jake Welch. Count moves to 0-1 with 2 outs.
This guy's got quite a few strikeouts, too. 1 last night and 2 the night before. And, he's a
catcher.
Well, a candidate, is I was going to try to say, is a candidate for a strikeout. That's what I was trying to say. And we would it'd be nice if we got the strikeout night now.
So Koffel has struck out twice in the series. He's 1 for 8 with a single. Koffel hitting 169 on the season. Here's the 0-1 from Welch. That'd be a breaking ball in the dirt. Good stop there by Riz behind the plate. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. And if I were Welch, I'd integrate a slider that has some bite to it in this at-bat. It's been successful thus far.
Oh, yeah. And let's give Rizzo.
That's fine.
Rizzatello the benefit of that beautiful block on that one. Ooh.
1-1 now. That was a slider right there. Rizzatello catches that one in the dirt. And that was some nasty arm strength right there from Welch. Count moves to 1-2 after the swing and miss from Koffel.
Yeah. You're right. Let's
we think Welch put a little bit of mustard on that
I
throw.
would say so.
Here's the 1-2. Ground ball over to Cronin. Throws over to first, and the ball gets away.
No.
Rounding second, heading to third will be Straub. Standing on second base is Koffel. We have a tie game at 1.
And that, I can't understand, David, on that. That was an easy, just underhand toss would have done. But, that is unusual. That is an unusual error for David Cronin.
So we have an E4 on the play.
Right.
And to the plate now will be the 9-hole hitter in Jordan Swiss.
Yeah. Yeah, that could have been a beautiful, inning without any runs. However, now it's 1-1.
So Straub over to third, Cronin with the error, and Koffel goes to second. And that's sometimes a routine play for Dave.
I know it. That's what.
Here's a ground ball, high hop for Long. He throws over to first and gets Swiss in time. We got a tie game at 1 after heading into the bottom of the second. You listen to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Habitat for Humanity Evansville and the University of Evansville are pleased to announce the Purple Crew Signature Program. The Purple Crew is a program for all UE students, alumni, faculty, and staff to help build houses and earn hours. The goal of the Purple Crew is to help Habitat for Humanity reach its goal of 500 homes this year. Want to get involved? Simply go to Habitat's website, evansvillehabitat.org/volunteer. Then click on the Volunteer Now banner. Register with Habitat as a volunteer and then select days you can build. You can also register as a team. It'll be a fun environment, and after 15 hours, you get a Purple Crew t-shirt.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
His first pitch will be a pop-up. Deep left field.
RBI.
Swiss will come up there, makes the catch for out number 1, and Cronin will touch home without a throw. 1-0 Otters, just like the previous 2 games. Welcome back to Bosse Field. We have a tie game at 1. The Thunderbolts scoring a run after an error in the field by the Otters. First pitch to Mike Rizzatello is low and away for a ball. to the right-handed hitter Rizzatello. That pitch was low and away, knee high. Swing and a miss on a fastball from Washington. Evens the count at 1. Washington, the lefty, has a 2-0 record against the Otters with a no decision.
Yeah, that was a high pitch, and Mike was a little slow on that. The ball was in the catcher's glove.
1-1 outside for a ball from Washington. Did not get Rizzatello to chase. And it's a count moving to 2-1. No outs. Tie game at 1 in the bottom of the second. Here's the 2-1. It'll be drifting foul down the right field line. Rizzatello got the good barrel on the baseball. Just needed to straighten out that pitch. Count now even at 2. No outs. On deck will be Jack Meggs, followed by Hunter Cullen for 6-7-8 in the Otters order. 2-2 way inside for a ball near the thighs of the right-handed batter Rizzatello. Count now full. Washington takes a deep breath on the mound. The Thunderbolts lefty from the left side of the rubber. Digs in on the mound, fires a payoff pitch. It'll be a fly ball to the right fielder, and Cockrell, he locates it and makes the catch for out number 1. 1 away in the bottom of the second. It'll bring up Jack Meggs with a new walk-up song. It's only fitting that Meggs has an upbeat, old-school dancing song as his walk-up song. It just expresses his personality. He's a very enthusiastic guy and likes to let loose every once in a while in a positive way.
Now, why is he wearing a sleeve on his left arm?
I don't know.
That's something new.
Maybe it's for swagger.
What do you mean by swagger?
Swagger is, allows batters to sometimes, or players to get a competitive edge, just makes them feel good.
Oh.
It overall boosts their confidence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Psychologically. Okay. Is he a psychiatrist then?
No, he'll be all right. Shout out to his mother and Mrs. T. Here's the 1-1, and that'll be a ball outside. Count moves to 2-1 to Meggs, the man from Sammamish, Washington, located outside of Seattle. And you've told us previously he attended at least elementary school in the Indiana area?
In Terre Haute, I believe it was. I stand to be corrected as far as his mother telling me. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I believe that's what I thought she said.
Okay.
That the older children went to high school there, but Jack went to grammar school because the father was the baseball coach. It's a walk. Jack's father was the baseball coach at Indiana State.
Okay.
And then he took the job at out there at Washington, which then automatically they had to move.
Right. Originally born in California, Meggs was. Meggs was originally born in California.
Oh, then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I...
Probably due to moving. He did attend at least grammar school in Terre Haute, right? Terre Haute?
Terre Haute, yeah.
Terre
It's
Haute.
up the road.
All right. So Meggs works a 5-pitch walk to give the Otters a base runner here in the bottom of the second. Hunter Cullen to the plate, hitting .268. The catcher Koffel sets up outside, and that's a breaking ball in there for a strike from Washington. Count moves to 0-1 to Hunter Cullen, playing center field today.
For a guy that walked only 5 batters, he's already walked 2 in 2 innings.
A 7 overall. There's the 0-1. That's in there for strike 2. Knee high to the left-handed batter, Cullen. Playing center field for the Otters from Newport Beach, California. He has a quick 0-2 count in the first 2 pitches of his at-bat. Meggs on first base. He is a threat on the base path. Washington kicks and fires slowly. His 0-2, swing and a miss for Hunter Cullen. That'll be strike 3 and out number 2.
That was a high fastball that Hunter went after. I can't believe that. I mean, that was out of the strike zone. Huh? There's no bad. But did you notice the Washington, on that particular delivery, he brought that knee up and he paused before he delivered it home. He really kind of stationaried Meggs over there at first. I would have, too. I wouldn't know whether he was going to go home or first.
First pitch to Tanner Wetrich. In his second appearance this series, takes a first pitch strike, belt high, away from the right-handed batter. Counted 0-1 with 2 outs. Washington takes a deep breath on the mound. And the Meggs might be caught in a rundown. Slides down to second base.
He's safe.
And he's safe. Meggs uses his wheels to get down there and got a little bit lucky.
Well, yes, he was lucky, but at the same token, Dave, Washington was his own worst enemy on that. You got Meggs, who was caught off. It was breaking. And Washington just paused and lobbed at the first base, which again gave Meggs about 4 or 5 steps extra. And when the first baseman got it, there was no play for him.
0-1 the count now, or 0-2 after the foul ball down the third base line to Wetrich. Meggs doing a good job of playing heads-up baseball.
Right, I'm going to describe it in this manner for the people that didn't see it. That Meggs was sliding into second base before the shortstop would come over to take the throw from the first baseman to receive the ball.
0-2 will be a pop-up. Deep center field. Going back is Fukuhara. It's going to drop all the way to the wall. An RBI double for Tanner Wetrich, and he gives the Otters a 2-1 lead. Caught the good part of the baseball bat and drifted that one all the way to center field.
Yeah, I think our friend out there in center field didn't play that one too cool. I believe he thought that it was normal. I'm looking at the flag now. Look at the way that's fluttering. And I think the center fielder misjudged that by just coasting back, and it was over his head. Whether the wind carried it an extra 10 or 15 feet, I don't know, but anyway, the Otters are up, and that's what counts.
Now, it looked like a pop-up, but then it was drifting, and
right.
then I thought it was going to be caught. But good fortune for Wetrich and the Otters. His first RBI as an Otter, his second double as an Otter. Turns into the go-ahead run for Evansville right now. They lead this one 2-1.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I thought it was going to be caught as well, and that's why I said he drifted back. I think he misjudged it.
Here's the 0-1 to Cronin, and that's a breaking ball outside. Count even at 1 to Big Dave, who worked a 4-pitch walk in his first at-bat. He scored the Otters' first run on the sac fly from Ryan Long.
I got a feeling Dave's going to get a base hit and make up for that error and drive in that extra run.
Oh, boy, that would be nice. A 2-run cushion off a good strikeout thrower and Chris Washington on the mound. Next pitch drops in there off speed for a strike. Count moves to 1-2 to Cronin. Lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah, David pulled the hammer back on that gun, but he just didn't pull the trigger.
Wetrich on second with the RBI double, his first RBI as an Otter. Man acquired from the free agency market after he was released from the River City Rascals. Next pitch is a ball outside to the lefty Cronin. Count even at 2 with 2 outs.
So Tanner was playing for this team prior to being an Otter.
The Rascals, River City.
Oh, you said, I'm sorry.
There you go. It's okay.
I misunderstood.
The 2-2 ground ball, fly ball over the second baseman Martinez. That scores Wetrich from third. And RBI single, you caught it, Bill. It's 3-1 Otters after the RBI from Dave Cronin.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Dave, I cheated a little. I talked to Dave before he went to the plate. And he said, he said, I'm going to drive this run in to make up for it. So I really had information prior to his at-bat. So, let's give Dave credit. I don't want the credit.
Okay. You had a good prediction.
Oh, yeah, well.
It's like you have a genie in the bottle. To the plate now is Elijah MacNamee. He's 1 for 1 today with a double. That advanced Cronin over to third back in the first. That allowed him to score on the Ryan Long sac fly back in the first. The Otters have scored 2 runs in this inning. An RBI double from Tanner Wetrich scored Jack Meggs. And then the RBI single from Cronin scores Wetrich. This will be a pop-up. Foul territory. Now no one can find the ball, and it drops.
It's a base hit.
So it looked like it was going to be drifting foul, and Straub and O'Brien couldn't find the ball in the sun. And looks like a single from MacNamee makes him 2 for 2 today. Cronin on third.
Yeah, I tell you what, that sun can be nasty at times. And Again, I go back to when I played, they used to have those glasses where you just hit the beak of the hat, and of course the glasses came down. Now they use regular glasses, and if you look at the first baseman, he's got his glasses up on his hat. So what good are they?
First pitch to Ryan Long, a called strike, low and away, and Ryan will not swing at that pitch.
Yeah, but getting back to the first baseman, he's got the glasses on there. That's Hollywood. That's not baseball.
0-1 the count to Long. Here's the next pitch. Low and away for a ball to Ryan Long. Count even at 1. Ryan has a sac fly RBI back in the first. And what's most impressive, Bill, is that the Otters are hitting .271 with runners in scoring position entering today's game with 88 RBIs.
Oh.
So with runners in scoring position, they're hitting .258 with 14 home runs and 190 at-bats heading into today. With 2 outs, they are hitting .271 with 7 home runs, 88 RBIs. Next pitch to Long is a swing and a miss, and he chased that breaking pitch outside to make the count even at 2.
That's the one you said he doesn't swing at.
I guess did I jinx him?
Yes, and
okay.
that is one of the weaknesses he has, is going after that pitch. It's a ball.
2-2. Swing and a pop-up. Swiss thinks he has it. And he'll come under and make the catch for out number 3. Otters scored 2 runs on RBIs from Wetrich and Cronin. We head to the top of the third. 2 up, 2 down, and Bossy Field. It's the Otters 3 and the Thunderbolts 1 right here on the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Free music, ticket giveaways, artist interviews, and jazz that cooks the blues away. The sounds are perking hot in the Jazz Cafe. I'm Paul Mattingly. I bring all that is jazz and focus on some of the best in area music and culture. Tune into the Jazz Cafe every Friday from 3 until 6 p.m. If online music is your obsession, catch us at WUEV.org. 91.5 UEV is your only place for jazz in the Tri-State. This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and the doctor, Bill McCune. After I found out why you call yourself the doctor, you know what? Maybe I should use that trick one of these days.
Yeah, I'm not guaranteeing you get a table, but you know, it's worth trying.
Maybe I might need to be a little bit older to use it.
No, you're in training. You're an intern.
Okay, fair enough. Back to the top of the order, a fastball from Welch to Omar O'Bregan is inside for a ball. Count at 1-0, and Jake had a little bit of mustard on that pitch.
Yeah, you know, speaking of that, I'm going to bring up a little history of my own self insofar as talking about the doctors.
1-1 the count after the called strike from Welch.
Out in front tonight, or today, or tonight, whatever you want to call it.
1-1. Showing bunt and going foul behind home plate. Count moves to 1-2. No outs. Top 3.
There was something about a cancer society or something out there advertising cancer. And when I was operated on in Barnes Hospital in St. Louis for a cancer, a tumor, and you watch this in the movie, and
1-2, foul ball down the first base line. Count remains at 1-2.
It's a teaching hospital, and I had these tubes in my back draining me,
God bless you.
And here comes the doctor, and about 5 or 10 different prospective doctors come, and they all stand around, and they say, this is what it looks like and whatever.
Fly ball to MacNamee and right, and he has it for out number 1.
Well, anyway, here comes the doctors. They talk about it, and they leave. And about an hour later, one of those prospective doctors comes in, and he said, roll over. And I rolled over. Fortunately, the tube that was supposed to be draining me was out of my body.
Oh, no.
And therefore, I was soaking the bed. He noticed it. Thank God. So they are important. But you see that in the movies. Here comes the doctor, and all these people, and they stand around and look. So it was beneficial. Barnes Hospital. If I get operated on again, that's where I want to go back.
Okay.
Barnes Hospital.
So a potential medical disaster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they let the dam break.
Here's the second pitch, to Funk. He had a 1-0 count. He'll foul that one back to even the count at 1 out. Welch through 2 1/3 is 29 strikes, 14 balls, and he has 4 strikeouts. Next pitch. Ooh, that fastball was right in there. 50-50 pitch. And unfortunately, that's called a ball. That count moves now to 2-1. That one looked near the heart of the plate for a strike.
I thought so, too. I would have seconded that motion.
Rizzatello sets up inside the 2-1.
Now that's a strike.
And that one's right down the heart of the plate for strike 2.
Now, Mr. Funk has not been too successful. The man on deck, and I wanted to say it, but he grounded out the last time, so I'm going to get it in now before he comes to the plate. Mr. Martinez, he has yet to strike out in 2 games.
This will be a bouncing ball in the dirt. Goes behind Rizzatello to make the count full to Funk. Funk is 1 for 7 heading into today's game. He struck out looking back in the first.
Yeah.
Welch fires a payoff pitch. It's ball 4 up and away. So the second walk allowed by Jake Welch today. 1 out, top of the 3rd, and to the plate is Martinez.
The man we've said that has yet to strike out in either the Friday night or the Saturday night games. He's been making contact every time.
3-1 Otters the score after the RBI double from Wetrich and the RBI single from Cronin. Bunt drifting foul down the 3rd base line. Good job by Rizzatello to let that ball roll foul. Count moves to 0-1 with 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Heading into today's game, the Otters were trailing the Florence Freedom by 2 games for first place in the Frontier League West Division. Florence has a 41-27 record. The Otters have a 37-27 record. Next pitch, it'll be a ball outside to the left-handed batter Martinez. Evens the count at 1 with 1 out.
Now, you're going on the road for quite a long trip, aren't you?
Cleveland, Ohio isn't a short drive. 1-1 is outside for a ball on the fastball from Welch. Count moves to 2-1. The Otters will be playing against the Lake Erie Crushers, the team that the Otters hosted after the All-Star break, where they were at one point scored only 1 run between 2 games. Crushers are a very good team. They have solid pitching and timely hitting. 2-1, fastball outside for a ball. Count moves to 3-1, and maybe after this pitch, it depends on what it is. If it's a ball, I think Rizzatello should go out and talk to Welch to settle him down.
I tell you what, you're getting to really get involved in these games, and that's good. Let's see.
3-1 will be fouled down the 3rd base line.
Yeah. No, you got a good sense. That's what catchers are supposed to do. They're supposed to go out there and I never told you this. I know I said it on the radio before, but I was playing in a championship game over in Germany.
Oh, wow.
And we won it, by the way.
Nice.
And
payoff pitch. Ground ball. It would go. Oh, good stop there by Cronin. Throw it over to first on his backside. and he is there safely. I got to tell you, Carlos went over there to try to get the ball. A backhand stop went through. Cronin is playing one heck of a defensive second baseman today. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that error that occurred, but he made up with it with his bat back in the second. He probably saved at least the runner Funk from going over to third.
Oh, I would say so, because, again, that was one heck of a play, and Carlos couldn't get back to first. And anyway, you got a pretty good runner down there, and Jake couldn't get over there fast enough. Even if he did, he would have beat it out. So, but it was a heck of a play by David.
So, Cockrell to the plate, hitting .291 on the season. He's got runners on first and second with one out. Open bag at third. Long may play on the edge of the infield grass. We'll see. Welch, the right-handed starter for the Otters, was cruising through two, having some trouble right now. Line drive to left field, and that is going to drop to the wall for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is Funk, and it is now a 3-2 game. Holding at third is Martinez. Standing at second with an RBI double is Chase Cockrell.
Well, I hate to say this, but Jake is not using that breaking pitch that much. I mean, he used it very effectively in the first two innings, and here he's not using it, and, of course, they're getting base hits. Got to go back to that breaking pitch.
To the plate now will be the fifth batter in the lineup, and Tyler Alamo leads this Thunderbolts team in RBIs. First pitch from Welch. Inside for a ball. Count moves to 1-0, and Welch wanted that one to be a strike. Thought he hit the inside corner of the plate. Steps off the mound, gathers himself. He's got runners on second and third. Open bag at first for the Otters. There's one out. Holding the runner at third is Ryan Long, playing level with the bag. Here's a pop-up somewhere in the infield.
Third base.
Long thinks he has it.
Third base.
And the most impressive part as Long catches the fly out for out number two, he put the hand over his eyes or to allow him to block the sun in order to make the catch.
Good observation. Good observation. Getting A on that call. You're right. You know, while we got a quick second here, I'm going to say in championship game, and Tex Morton was my pitcher. And he was he had played minor league baseball for the St. Louis Cardinals. And
first pitch, it will be a ground ball foul behind home plate. Count moves to 0-1 to Taisei Fukuhara, who scored the Thunderbolts' first run when he walked back in the second and scored on the Koffel, reaching first on the error by Cronin back in the second. Runners remain on second and third for the Thunderbolts. Fastball outside from Jake Welch. Even count at 1 to Fukuhara, the man from Japan. He was acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Welch fires a 1-1. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Count moves to 1-2. 2 outs. The Thunderbolts have scored their second run of the game and is a 3-2 score in favor of the Otters. As we noted earlier, it might be a pitcher's duel today. Welch set, fires a 1-2. That's a ball inside at the knees of Fukuhara, the left-handed batter. Count even at 2 with 2 outs.
If that umpire had called that a strike, he wouldn't have argued, because you notice he walked away from that. He didn't even see that pitch. Come on, Jake, get this last one.
From the belt, fires a 2-2. The flaring foul down the third base line.
Yeah.
Count will remain even at 2. We're going to head into the fifth pitch of the at-bat. Funk led off with a 1-out walk. Martinez singled. Cockrell doubled. And now Alamo flew out to Ryan Long in foul territory at third base. 2-2. Good block there by Riz on the breaking ball from Welch. Fukuhara doesn't chase the breaking ball, and now the count is full with 2 outs.
Have you noticed, heads up, he indicated to the runner on third base, don't come home, stay. He was helping his teammate, and that's what you got to do. You play as a team, not an individual.
The 3-2, swing and a miss.
Oh, there it is.
Big strikeout for Jake Welch to get out of a jam. The Thunderbolts score 1 to make this a 3-2 baseball game in favor of the Otters, right here in the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Hey, it's Mixmaster Jones Capone. Be sure to check me out right here on 91.5 WUEV for Party Lights Uncut. Party Lights Uncut is the premier and longest-running hip-hop and R&B show in the tri-state. Every Friday and Saturday night, midnight to 2, Party Lights Uncut plays the best in contemporary hip-hop and R&B from today's top artists. So be sure to tune in right here on 91.5 WUEV. Party Lights Uncut.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
0-2 will be a pop-up. Deep center field. Going back is Fukuhara. It's going to drop all the way to the wall. An RBI double for Tanner Wetrich, and he gives the Otters a 2-1 lead.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Swinging a drive to from Castro. And that'll be caught by Swiss for out number 1.
Little misplay out there in left field. I mean, he ran back to the wall or fence, and then all of a sudden had to come in and he caught it off his shoe tops. My goodness.
So welcome back to Bossy Field with a bit of excitement here as Castro drove that ball deep to left. Good play there by Swiss to make out number 1. 3-2 Otters, the score. Phillips to the plate. First pitch in the lefty-lefty matchup from Washington is a ball low and away. Count moves to 1-0, 1 out. Phillips hit the grand slam last night. Moves up in the batting order from 7 to 5 today. Takes a called strike on the outside corner. Belt high away to the left-handed batter Phillips. Count even at 1 with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the third. Washington fires the 1-1. That's a breaking ball outside. Count moves to 2-1 as that pitch was low and away to Phillips. Phillips takes a deep breath, steps out of the batter's box, calls time to gather himself. Washington kicks and fires from the rubber, the 2-1. That drops right in there. An off-speed pitch right there for a strike.
That was a beautiful strike. And you're right, off-speed breaking pitch.
Count even at 2 with 1 out. Phillips, his 2-2, be a fastball missing the strike zone outside. Count now full to the man from Nacogdoches, Texas. Washington digs in, hit the Phillips payoff pitch. Ball 4 outside.
Well,
that will be a quality at-bat there for Dakota Phillips.
I don't want to say nothing, but I'm going to. That's his third walk. 5 walks and 3 now makes 8.
No, he had 7 walks entering today's game, so 7 plus 3 is 10.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 5. I'm sorry.
No worries. To the plate now is Mike Rizzatello. He lifted a ball to right field. It was pretty deep. He's 0 for 1 today. And if the Otters were to break this game open, it would be in the 3rd inning. Check swing, and it would be a called strike on the low and outside to Rizzatello. Count moves to 0-1.
Mike, you gotta, and Mike's father's listening, he's gotta unload on that first pitch if it's in there.
0-1, upstairs for a ball this time on a high fastball from Washington. Count even at 1 with 1 out. Heading into today's game, the Otters have scored 43 runs in the third inning.
This catcher during in between innings again, he lobs the ball. He's not accurate. I would go down and steal.
So if you're Phillips, you have any speed, you would take a chance in going down there.
I would steal no matter how slow it was because he bounces the ball. He throws it into center field. He's not accurate. He's very, very erratic.
Next
Strike
pitch,
three.
Drops in there for a called strike 3 to Rizzatello. 2 away here in the bottom of the third.
Mike took all 3 strikes. All 3 pitches were strikes, and he just stood there and watched. Mike, Dad, if you're listening, get on the phone.
Mike will definitely watch this game sometime tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to hear me say that. He's got to swing at that first pitch if it's in there. He takes too many first pitches.
Jack Meggs to the plate. He reached on a walk his last time up. Takes a first pitch, ball low and outside, lefty-lefty matchup. Count at 1-0 with 2 outs. Meggs walked, stole second, and then scored on the Wetrich RBI double to deep center field. Here's the 1-0. Be a ground ball to the shortstop Martinez. Throws it on a hop. And he gets Meggs out there in time on the 6-3 putout. We head to the top of the fourth. 3 up, 3 down for Bossy Field. Otters clinging to a 1-run lead at 3-2. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The University of Evansville bookstore, located on the first floor of UE's Ridgeway Center, is your one-stop shop for University of Evansville apparel and gifts. The bookstore features various UE items, including clothing from Nike, J America, and Cotton Exchange. The bookstore is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, and Saturday, 10 to 2. Parking is available on Walnut Street and in UE's H-Lot. The UE bookstore can also be found on the web at evansville.bksti.com. The University of Evansville bookstore.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We're in the top of the fourth with a 3-2 Otters lead. To the plate for the Windy City Thunderbolts will be Straub, Koffel, and Swiss. Batters 7, 8, and 9. 2 of these 3 men reached base in their first at-bats, including Straub, who had a single his last time up. Welch on the mound, takes a deep breath on the right side of the rubber. Fires the first pitch. That'll be ground ball foul down the third base line. Count moves to 0-1 to Tyler Straub, who's hitting 190 heading into this game. Straub, 2 for 7 in the series. Both hits are singles. The 0-1. Ground ball, diving stop by Long at third. Spins around, throw to first. What a play.
That's my... You had it first, okay.
No, I guess we are in harmony for out number 1.
I tell you what, that Ryan Long down there in third should get the defensive play of the game. I mean, that's twice now he's robbed people of base hits. I mean, he's not only turned out to be a good offensive player, but a good defensive player.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Welch to Koffel. Moves the count to 0-1. And that could be another momentum-changing plays out there, especially on the defensive end for the Otters.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like more like a football term rather than or a basketball term than a baseball term. Next pitch is a foul ball behind home plate. Count moves to 0-2.
Yeah, I think number 7 was Mickey Mantle's number, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah. Number 5 was Joe.
That's right, Joltin' Joe.
Joltin' Joe.
If you're a fan of Simon and Garfunkel. Swing and a miss, and that's another strikeout for Welch. There's 2 away.
Brett struck out once in the, where's my other paper? Okay.
So the plate now is Jordan Swiss. Entering today's game, Swiss was 1 for 1 with a pinch hit double back in the 9th yesterday, and they ended up scoring a run off the RBI from O'Bregan. First pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt from Welch. Count moves to 1-0. And his last at-bat, Swiss grounded out to Ryan Long back in the 2nd. Here's the 1-0 is fouled behind home plate. Even count at 1, 2 outs. Long still trying to shake the dirt off his pants as made that nice play. Dove, spun around, and the 1-1 from Welch, a fastball just missing the outside corner. That was up and away, belt high, up in the zone for a ball. Questionable call at the least. Count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs. Welch with another deep breath. Riz sets up outside, the 2-1. That breaking ball is low and inside to the knees of Swiss. Count moves to 3-1. Riz thought he was going to be able to get that call. Instead, it's an 3-1 count. Swinging a line out right at Ryan Long for out number 3. Ryan Long starts the inning with an out and ends it with an out.
Yep, you called it.
We head to the bottom of the 4th. Otters 3-2 lead over the Thunderbolts of Windy City. Back after this on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
The University of Evansville's Department of Creative Writing is one of a few schools in the country to offer a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Award-winning and widely published faculty teach in genre fiction, humor writing, digital media, screenwriting, creative nonfiction, and contemporary poetry. Students edit nationally and internationally recognized publications such as the Evansville Review and Measure. This hands-on experience with professional writers, editors, and publishers prepares students for graduate school or careers as editors and publishers. Visit creativewriting.evansville.edu for more information.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The 2-2 ground ball, little fly ball over the second baseman Martinez. That scores Wetrich from third, and RBI single. You called it, Bill. It's 3-1 Otters after the RBI from Dave Cronin. First pitch to Hunter Cullen drops in there for a strike as we are in the bottom of the 4th. 3-2 Otters. And we heard the crowd as the Otter Bells were tossing a free T-shirt to the audience. Or a handful of free T-shirts, I should say. 0-1 the count to Cullen. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a drive to right field, and it'll be drifting foul. Hits the right field tent down the line. Count quickly at 0-2 to Hunter Cullen.
And the Otter Bells were doing some kind of a dance, and you were singing, and I want to say something. You're not a Frank Sinatra.
I know I'm not.
And a Bing Crosby, no.
Do you like Billy Joel?
No. I don't know who he is.
You don't know who Billy Joel is?
No.
Okay, he's... All right. Ball low in the dirt to Cullen was the count to 1 and 2.
Perry Como.
Sinatra,
Bing.
Bing Crosby. What about Tony Bennett?
Tony, yes.
Okay.
Saw a lot of those at the Branson.
Okay.
There, a lot of those goes there.
Here's the 1-2 to Cullen. It'll be a fly ball through the hole on the right side of the infield past the diving O'Bregan. A single for Hunter Cullen. He is 1 for 2 today and leads off this bottom of the 4th with a hit.
Now, I would Andy's down there giving signs that then he gave, like, play it safe. I don't know if he's going to go or not. I'd steal on the first pitch. I believe it.
Baby pitch number 2 as Cullen could catch his breath. To the plate now is Tanner Wetrich. He's 1 for 1 with the RBI double that scored Jack Meggs.
Oh! Did he hit? Oh, no, it hit that. It just went right over that woman's head. Wow. See, she put the hat back on. Is she bringing her? My God.
And it looks like everyone's going to be all right.
I tell you, there they are checking on her. She is okay. It went right over, hit the railing. Boy, I tell you what, she and everybody else there was lucky.
I think that's the second time that has occurred for Wetrich since he's been acquired by the Otters.
That he's lost a bat?
Yep.
Oh, my God, he better get some of that Gorilla Glue then.
Well, we'll apply a little bit more pine tar on the handle of the bat to get a good grip as swing and definitely a miss for strike 1.
Oh, I'll say miss.
0-1 the count to Wetrich with Cullen on first. Next pitch will be a drive to right center field, playable. Who's got it? Cockrell does at the last second for out number 1. That was a little dangerous right there from Cockrell in right field because he had to lunge over his glove to make the catch. That could have easily dropped for a hit.
I know it. Well, you know, you were talking about yesterday that guy that played with the Yankees and Oakland that played center field.
Ricky Henderson, he was
that one. He used to slam it down.
Oh, yeah?
And you'd be surprised how many times he slammed it into the ground. He hot dogged it.
You said you had one earlier, a hot dog?
Oh, yes, they were good.
Line drive, and that will be dropping for a base hit. Cronin has reached base in all 3 of his at-bats, 2 of them on singles. So something that we alluded to earlier in the week, but the first 3 pitches of an at-bat from a pitcher might be the best pitches a batter will see.
Well, I'm glad you said that because you ought to tell Mike Rizzatelli about that. I mean, really, you know, that's the thought I had in mind, too. You know, that first pitch sometimes is the only good pitch you're going to get in the whole game.
To the plate now is Elijah MacNamee. He is 2 for 2, a single and a double. He could use another RBI right now. Here's his first pitch. Swing and a drive to right field. Going to drop for a base hit.
Hold it. Don't send
rounding.
him.
Oop, now Cullen is held at third. MacNamee and Cronin have reached base in all 6 of their at-bats combined. We have the bases loaded for Mr. RBI man himself, Ryan Long.
Right. No, that's you saw Andy
hold the brakes on Hunter.
Yeah, because I tell you what, it was a one-hopper. He got it out there right field. It was short right field. And he would have been a dead duck by at least 20 feet.
So there's a mound visit as the pitching coach, Brian Oliver of the Thunderbolts, will consult his pitcher, Chris Washington. It is a 3-2 game. Otters now have 3 runs on 7 hits. Bases loaded, 1 out. Sac fly from Ryan Long brings in at least 1.
Yep.
Ryan Long already has a sac fly that occurred back in the first. Ryan Long does have a solo, a 2-run, and a 3-run home run this year. Could it be a grand slam today? he's got a good opportunity right now.
Oh, yeah, but the only thing different, though, Dave, is the Bud Light Lime patio. There's no one out there.
Oh.
So there's no one there to catch the ball. I used to tell people that when they hit a home run out there, bring it in, I would autograph it.
Oh, yeah?
No one's ever brought one in, though. But we've had a lot of home runs in the patio.
So, big spot right here for both teams. Otters clinging to a 3-2 lead. They have the bases loaded, 1 out. Ryan Long, who leads the Frontier League in RBIs, as well as home runs, steps to the plate. Washington takes a deep breath in the lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Ryan Long is a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Coming in, Ryan Long has 12 home runs and 55 RBIs, number 1 in the Frontier League in both categories. Next pitch, a breaking ball dropping in there for a strike, belt high to the lefty and Ryan Long, the man from Crandall, Texas. Here's his 1-1 pitch. It'll be a check swing, and Ryan does a good job of holding his baseball bat back. It's a ball low and away. Count now at 2-1 with 1 out, and a big sequence for both teams. Washington kicks and fires his 2-1. That drops in there for a called strike 2, right near the heart of the plate, between knee and belt high to Ryan Long.
Both of those pitches that have been called strikes are breaking pitches right over the plate.
Here's the 2-2. That'll be a foul tip by Ryan Long. And like the Bee Gees, he stays alive in the batter's box with a count at 2-2.
They're working, Ryan, on the curveballs, and they're witching outside pitches because that is, they've decided that's his weakness. And there's 2 strikes that they were called on him. They were beautiful strikes.
Pitch number 6 of the at-bat, up and coming. Washington kicks and fires. Ground ball to the second baseman, O'Bregan. To second for 1 to first. He's out. A momentum-changing 4-6-3 double play ends the threat. The Otters leave the bases juiced as we are 4 up, 4 down, heading to the 5th. 3-2 Otters the score on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Does your business need rebranding? Are you worried you aren't reaching your target audience? Well, look no further. The University of Evansville is proud to announce Embrace, a new student-run marketing and communication agency. Embrace provides clients with thorough industry research, brand development strategies, and the creation of a wide range of materials and media. Visit www.embracemarcom.com to learn more. That's www.embracemarcom.com. Embrace your full potential today.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
The 0-1. Ground ball, diving stop by Long at third. Spins around, throw to first. What a play.
That's my... You had it first, okay.
No, I guess we are in harmony for out number 1. Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV. Otters holding a 3-2 lead over the Thunderbolts. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Ground ball foul down the first base line. To the top of the order we go, and Omar O'Bregan. The Otters had the bases loaded, 1 out, and Ryan Long grounded into a 4-6-3 double play, a momentum-changing play in this inning, or in this game, I should say. O'Bregan is 0 for 2. He swings at the next pitch, and that will
left field, left field, left field.
Be caught by Meggs for out number 1. So F7 on the putout for 1 away in the top of the 5th. So the Thunderbolts have left 4 runners on base. And the Otters, unfortunately, left a lot more.
I'm going to say yes. 3 last inning.
3, 5, 6, 7 as we head into the top of the 5th. Swing and a pop-up. Right field. MacNamee comes under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
I'm going to say something. Mac didn't look too good. The big Mac didn't look too good. If you noticed, his first move was he ran about 4 or 5 steps backwards. Then realized where the ball was, and then all of a sudden came in. That's not good judgment out there.
Well, he made the catch.
He made the catch, but when you run backwards and then you have to come in, you didn't judge that fly ball too well.
Welch throws a first pitch strike to Brynn Martinez. Count at 0-1. Martinez has yet to strike out in the series. Today, Martinez is 1 for 2 with a single. Next pitch, and that will be outside for a ball. Count even at 1, 2 outs. Top 5, 3-2 Otters the score. 3 runs on 7 hits for Evansville. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Windy City Thunderbolts. Otters in their maroon jerseys as the next pitch is fouled down the first base line. Count even at 1. Count moves to 1 and 2. Martinez with 67 hits on the year, batting .231. Or 290, I should say. 231 at-bats. The next pitch is a swing and a very late foul ball. It nicked either the foot or the leg of Martinez. He's going to try to walk it off and stay alive in the batter's box. 1 and 2 the count, 2 outs, 3-2 Otters. The Otters have scored their 3 runs, one of them on a sac fly from Ryan Long to score Cronin in the first. Then an RBI double from Wetrich scored Jack Meggs in the second. And later on, Cronin hit an RBI single to score Wetrich to make this a 3-1 baseball game. And then in the top of the third, an RBI double from Cockrell scored Funk to make this a 3-2 baseball game. 1 and 2 the count. Here's the pitch from Welch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball that looked nasty to end the inning. Another strikeout for Jake Welch. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2 Otters the score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV. What you want, Bill?
And that was the first time Martinez has struck out in 3 games.
There we go. We'll come back with more baseball after this on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier-Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier-Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier-Press can be found online at courierpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier-Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. First pitch to Castro. Line drive to right field, but Cockrell is there for out number 1. That's the second time in this game that Castro has swung on at the first pitch, and unfortunately he flew out to the outfield.
He swings on the first pitch an awful lot, and if you remember earlier in the season, a lot of his contact was fly balls to second base or to right field. And then he started pulling a lot, but now he's jumping after that outside pitch again, and they're going to right field.
To the plate now is Dakota Phillips. He's 0 for 1 with a walk.
This guy is mesmerizing the left-hand batters with that breaking pitch he's got. Every time he throws a good curveball, our left-hand batters, they just watch it.
Next pitch is a swing and a late foul ball from Phillips. Moves the count to 0-2. And Mother Teresa has checked in. We'll read her message a little shortly.
Okay.
She says hello, and she appreciates us giving her shout-outs throughout the broadcast.
Well, maybe she could correct what I was saying, whether it's, there's
line
a shot.
Drive to right field, and that'll be caught for out number 2.
Maybe she could correct my interpretation of Jack going to school here in Terre Haute. I don't want to be spreading rumors or falsehoods.
Okay. Well, if Jack gets to at-bat, we'll read off her message.
Okay.
Rizzatello to the plate. Mike is 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking.
There you go, Mike.
And he
Look at that.
That will be a flyout to end the inning.
But a line drive, good contact, swing, and contact. So, yeah, he's got to jump on that first one. I wonder if Dad called him in between innings.
We'll just stay on the broadcast. So, Jack Meggs' mother, Mother T,
right,
says that she says hello.
Yes.
She says that we are both correct. They are from California. They lived in Indiana for 3 years.
Right.
At Indiana State, and then moved to Seattle.
Right.
Jack won the national championship as a quarterback at Bellevue High School in Washington in 2012. No wonder he throws a football around every once in a while.
Okay.
So, just like Ryan, both are quarterbacks. I found out that Austin Nicely was also a high school quarterback. So we got a handful of quarterbacks on this Otters roster.
Well, let me say one thing, Dave, as far as athlete.
Your Terre Haute question?
Yeah.
Jack went to school for grades 6, 7, and 8.
In Terre Haute?
Yes.
So I was right.
Yes, you were.
Hey, I want 2 stars. Not 1, I want 2 stars.
And a pat on the back?
And a pat on the back. And of course, I broke my own arm. But anyway, getting back to the point. Thank you, Mother T. No, but getting back to what you just said about being a quarterback and the pitchers, you know, the best high school players are generally the shortstop pitchers. They're the quarterback on the football team, and they're the point guard on the basketball team.
That's right.
They're always, number one, the most important person on the athletic field. That is the athlete, and pitcher, shortstop, point guard, and quarterback.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, good.
Well, we head to the top of the 6th after a scoreless 5th between both teams.
It's good seeing you.
We have a 3-2 game in favor of the Otters. Jake Welch on the mound. His first pitch to Cockrell. Swinging a pop-up. Meggs goes back. So does Cullen. Who's got it? Cullen does in left center field for out number 1. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Tyler Alamo to the plate. Alamo is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Alamo batting .241 on the season. Here's his first pitch, and that's in there for a strike from Welch. Counted 0-1. Welcome back, Bill.
0-1 is in there for strike two. 2 pitches, 2 strikes from Welch to Alamo with 1 out in the top of the 6th.
Well, that was the owner's wife, Dr. Phyllis Bussing, and she was asking about Lady Elizabeth. So I know Lady Elizabeth is home watching the game and or listening to the game. And so Lady Elizabeth, my lovely wife, Betty, Dr. Phyllis said to say hello and ask how you were feeling.
Okay.
So
it was wonderful to meet your wife yesterday at the
Well,
ball game.
thank you. Thank you.
The 1-2 to Alamo. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Jake Welch. Another strikeout for Welch. It's 2 away here in the top of the 6th. So see, Jack was point guard and shooting guard in high school as well.
Point guard?
And shooting guard.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, it pays to go to school. When I was in the 8th grade, they said, Bill, that's as far as you're going to go. But at least it was.
0-1 line drive to deep left center field. Going back is Cullen. It'll one-hop off the wall. Fukuhara's got some speed. He stands at second with a 2-out double.
I tell you, last night he hit one that was about 395 feet. He was 5 foot shy of that 400-foot sign. And now he hits one where it says, Ride Safe, Indiana, and that was at least 390. So that little boy's got some power.
The man from Japan?
Yeah.
Straub to the plate. He's got a runner in scoring position. Straub is 1 for 2 with a single. It is a 3-2 baseball game. The Otters had the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Ryan Long unfortunately grounded into a 4-6-3 double play.
Well, Ryan's going to have another chance, and, he's going to come.
I think so.
Yeah, I was watching this play. Anyway, make up for that ground out double play. He's going to get a base hit or he's going to get an RBI, and no matter which way you look at it. But
yeah, the Otters could use some insurance.
I'd like to see him hit a home run. He's got the power, but he's got to swing at that pitch that he let 2 beautiful strikes go right by.
0-2 the count to Straub. 2 outs. Top 6, 3-2 Otters. And a check swing, and Straub does not bite for the breaking ball from Welch. Count moves to 1-2 with 2 outs.
You know, we have a pretty good crowd here for a Sunday evening. So it's hot, and yet people come out. Otter fans are beautiful.
Especially right behind home plate.
Oh, we've got so many loyal fans that are here every day. I always say hello to them as I'm coming in. They're out there waiting. You know, they're here at 4 o'clock trying to get in at 5:30.
That's right. 1-2 ground ball to Wetrich. Throws over to first. And good stretch by Castro in time for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Otters clinging to a 3-2 lead. We'll come back after this on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Wynn and Bill McCune on the call. To the plate is Jack Meggs. Jack will lead off the bottom of the sixth. The former point guard and quarterback, now outfielder for the Otters. Meggs today is 0 for 1. He has a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored that occurred back in the second. Washington back on the mound, and we're in a pitcher's duel at Bosse Field between Chris Washington and Jake Welch. First pitch to Meggs is outside for a ball. Low and away to the left-handed batter, Meggs. Count at 1-0. No outs. It'll be Meggs, Cullen, and Wetrich for batters 7, 8, and 9 in the Otters order. The 1-0. That one drops in there for a strike. Off-speed pitch to Meggs from Washington. Count now even at 1 with no outs. Washington takes a deep breath on the mound. The lefty fires a 1-1. Swing and a miss. And that looked like a pretty good breaking ball from Washington. Gets Meggs the chase. Count moves to 1-2. No outs.
Yeah, and it was, I think it was a second-guess type swing. I wasn't sure because it was not too swift.
Here's the 1-2. A line drive to left field. Going back is Swiss, and he makes the catch at the warning track for out number 1. Meggs put the barrel on the baseball. It just stayed in the yard.
Yeah, well, that flag is hanging right now, so a little help from that flag, and it might have ricocheted off that Tri-State orthopedic sign out there.
Hunter Cullen to the plate, and believe it or not, he's one of the few guys in the Otters who, in his spare time when he's not playing baseball, he likes to hunt.
Mr. Hunter, I mean, really?
Yep. First pitch is outside and away for a ball to the left-handed batter, Cullen. Count moves to 1-0. Yeah, he said he has family in upstate New York.
Oh,
where
yes,
his grandparents live.
Right, now I do recall you telling me that, yeah.
The 1-0 will be dropping in there for a strike off speed from Washington. Count even at 1 to Cullen.
Well, you know, that new house we're building, I'm going to sit out in the back porch with the shotgun, and when the deer comes over my fence, I'm going to boom, boom.
Swing and a drive to left field. Going back is Swiss to the warning track, and he makes a catch for out number 2. Back-to-back flyouts to Swiss and left. It'll bring up Tanner Wetrich, who's 1 for 2 today with an RBI double.
Yeah, and both of those fly balls to left field were kind of far as, what'd you say that fence is, 345? And so I'm going to say
385. 385
okay.
to the gaps. Yep.
All right, so let's say that those were 370-foot shots then.
It'll be swing and a miss on a high fastball from Washington to Wetrich for strike 1. Wetrich also flew out to right field back in the 4th.
Yeah, double in the right field, yeah.
1-1 the count to Wetrich. The former Rascal has made a nice home here in Evansville so far. Ground ball to the shortstop, Martinez. Goes over to first, and he gets Wetrich in time for a clean inning. We head to the 7th. Otters clinging to a 3-2 lead. Back after this on Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. A smooth introduction as we head to the top of the seventh. 3-2 Otters, the score over the Thunderbolts. The Otters looking for another sweep. To the plate will be Brett Caulfield against Jake Welch, who trots out on the mound for the seventh inning. Evansville holding a 3-2 lead. Caulfield today is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He reached on an error and got in. The runner Fukuhara scored from the second, but that would be an unearned run, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But that a no RBI as well,
Yes.
right? Okay. Swing and a drive foul down the third base line. Count even at 1 with no outs.
And we've got 1-1 on the batter. Jake has 8 strikeouts so far in this game, which is quite amazing.
Second time he's had 8 strikeouts in the season. Ooh, that was a pretty breaking ball on the inside corner, belt high to Caulfield, the right-handed batter. Count moves to 1-2. That was off speed. I think that was the changeup.
Yeah. Well, so far, between Friday night.
1-2, that's a late foul tip. Thought that would be strike 3.
Well, yeah, if Mike had caught it, but again, it was a foul tip, and I'll tell you, as a former catcher, foul tips, you break more fingers. But if you notice, Johnny Bench came out with the beginning with the one-hand catching. He was the first one. He used to put his right hand behind his back.
We do have some action in the Otters bullpen. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 on the day for Jake Welch. There's one away in the 7th.
So that makes right now, between Friday night, Saturday night, and tonight, the Otters have struck out 34 batters from Windy City.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I'll say it is.
We got the man from West Point, Cam Opp, warming up for the Otters in the bullpen down on the first base side. Here's the next pitch. It'll be a drive to right field. Going back is MacNamee, and that will be fair. Oh, now MacNamee puts up his arms and to make sure that it will be a ground rule double, a one-out ground rule double for Jordan Swiss. His second double of the series. The tying run for the Thunderbolts now at second base.
What did that do? Go over the fence, bounce over the fence for a ground rule double? Okay, I lost it down here. I didn't see any action, and I know I saw the right fielder stop, and that was it.
So Welch, 67 strikes, 30 balls thrown. First pitch drops in there, fastball for a strike to Omar Obregon in the top of the order. Count at 0-1 with 1 out. Welch, the former Thunderbolt, now an Otter, pitching against his former team. Welch from the right side of the rubber with a runner at second base. He checks him. Checks him once more. Here's the 0-1. Will be a pop-up. Cullen is there. Will find it and locate it for out number 2.
I don't know if you noticed, the runner that just got that double, Mr. Swiss, was on second base after that double, and on that fly ball to center to Hunter, he started breaking for third, thinking, I guess, that there was 2 outs, and then realized what his mistake was. Then he hurried back to the bag.
So pitching coach Max Peterson on the mound to talk to his 6'6" right-hander. And we have the lefty and Opp warming up, and it looks like Jake Welch will have the baseball taken away from him. Welch had a solid performance. Cam Opp coming in for the Otters to try to get the third out of the inning in a lefty-lefty matchup in favor for hopefully Opp. Welch's line, 6.2 innings. He has allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, only one of them earned, 9 strikeouts. In his last start against the Thunderbolts back on June 13th, he went 8 innings, allowed 8 hits, 1 run, and he also threw 3 strikeouts in one of his deepest outings as an Otter. He earned his first win at Boston Field back that day. We have a WOW call to the bullpen. WOW, the cable phone and internet provider of Evansville. WOW is the best double play deal in town. Cam Opp, the man from the United States Military Academy, on the mound for the Otters. He pitched last night. He had a scoreless inning. Now in a big spot for the Otters as they hold a 3-2 lead. Top of the 7th. Otters have 3 runs on 7 hits. They could have had a chance to have more runs back in the bottom of the 4th when the Otters had the bases loaded, 1 out, and your best hitter in your lineup, Ryan Long, to the plate. And unfortunately for Ryan, he grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to end the threat.
Well, that's true, Dave, but you got to remember probably the greatest hitter of all time was Ted Williams. And Ted Williams, I believe, only batted 400 once. He might have been a 380 lifetime hitter, but only one time did he bat 400. So, what does that mean? It means 7 times out of 10 he didn't get on base.
Cam Opp, 7.1 innings pitched, an ERA of 1.22. Get more to his numbers. And I got to tell you, he's been very impressive as an Otter so far this season. 2-0 with a 1.08 ERA in 6 games. This is game number 7. 11 strikeouts, only 2 walks, and 8 1/3 innings pitched.
Well, we need this big out right here to keep that runner over there on second base.
There are 2 outs. Tying run at second, and Jordan Swiss. Funk to the plate. Funk is 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the first, a walk and a run scored in the third, and he flew out to right field in the 5th. Lefty-lefty matchup in favor, hopefully, for Opp on the mound for the Otters. Rizzatello gives him the sign. They set up outside to the lefty Funk. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball in there for a ball. Slider from Opp. Count moves to 1-0. Slider, cutter, and a fastball in the arsenal for the man from West Point. One and 0 the count to Funk. Here's the next pitch from Opp. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0.
That was a breaking pitch, and Mike really blocked that well, and otherwise that might have meant the runner was on third base. Anyway, two pitches, and both of it been low.
Opp and Rizzatello agree with the sign. Riz sets up outside, the 2-0. That's a breaking ball. Looked apparently to be a strike. Riz doesn't get the call. Count moves a 3-0 to Funk.
Yeah, it's a 3-0 count. All 3 pitches have been low.
Opp with a deep breath fires a 3-0. That drops in there for a strike. Knee high inside to the left-handed batter, Funk. Funk entering today's game batting 158. Opp, the lefty from the left side of the rubber, fires a 3-1. That drops there for a ball. A 5-pitch walk to Funk. The second time he has walked today. So the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. Martinez to the plate.
Well, you can look at it as a positive side, Dave, by saying that if it's a ground ball down there to Ryan, all he has to do is step on third base for the force. So it might be a positive thing. At least look at it positively.
The first pitch to Martinez. Right in there for a strike.
Did you say he throws off speed?
Cutter.
Okay.
0-1 the count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Strikes right in there for strike 2. That looked a bit off speed. Might have been his cutter right there.
Well,
0-2 the count, 2 outs.
Yeah, both of them were identical. That's why I was asking about it. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little hard with a radar gun.
Yeah.
Without one, I should say. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Cam Opp. Gets the Otters out of a jam.
Yeah.
We head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time at Bosse Field. Otters hold on to a 3-2 lead on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
7th inning stretch time. Get up and move wherever you are unless you're driving the car.
Let me hear you. Going loud. 0-1. 0-2. 0-3. Take me out to the line. Take me out to the line. Burn something and say, I don't care.
The 5th annual Blues on the Rock concert will take place on Sunday, September 1st at Rockport City Park in Rockport, Indiana. Gates open at noon, and live music starts at 2 p.m. with Jonas Cowan, Beyond Blue, Bosco France, Muddy Gut, and headliner Sean Murphy. The event will also feature multiple food and drink vendors as well as an art contest. If you'd like more information on the event, you can contact the River Basin Blues Society at evansvilleblues.com or visit the River Basin Blues Society Facebook page.
Start me up with a couple of hits that can lead to some runs. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters hold a 3-2 lead over the Windy City Thunderbolts. New pitcher in Joel Toribio, the 6'6" right-hander from the Bronx. He relieves Washington. First pitch to Cronin, driving it into center field. Going back is Fukuhara. He can't make a play.
Go to
One
third.
hop
Go
off
to
the
third.
wall. Heading to third is David Cronin, and a leadoff triple for the Otters.
That's Dave's third hit for the night, or fourth time on base, 1 walk and 3 hits. And if you notice, Ride Safe Indiana, that's got to be a 395-foot drive. Both left fielder and shortstop, left fielder and center fielder, they were running their hearts out, and it just was over their head. And that little Chicago boy, he just motored.
To the plate now is Elijah MacNamee. He has 1 RBI that occurred, the game-winning RBI occurring on last Sunday, a week ago in Florence. Here's the first pitch. That was way upstairs. Wild pitch, and Cronin slides safely. Otters 4. Thunderbolts 2, heads up play there by Cronin. Taking home on the wild pitch from Toribio.
I never got a chance to say it when Dave Cronin was up at the bat. I was going to say, well, here comes the spark plug, and I didn't get a chance before he hit that triple. Now he scores on a heads-up wild pitch.
MacNamee with a 1-0 count. Next pitch is high upstairs for a ball. So Cronin, once again, coming up in the clutch for the Otters.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he has.
2-0 the count. Here's the pitch to MacNamee. That'll be a ball upstairs. Count moves to 3-0. All three pitches were upstairs near the chest of MacNamee. The first pitch went behind the catcher Cullen. A wild pitch by Toribio allowed Cronin to slide home safely, giving the Otters insurance with a 4-2 lead. Here's the 3-0. That'll be fouled away down the right field line. Count moves to 3-1 to Big Mac.
I'm going to repeat myself. For years I've said it. I'll repeat myself, and that is I've yet to see an Otter ever get a hit on a 3-0 count. They swing on a 3-0, but I've never seen a hit.
Here's the 3-1. Be inside, and that'll be ball 4. MacNamee and Cronin have all reached base safely in each of their 4 at-bats. And they both have 3 hits.
And 2 walks, a walk apiece.
To the plate now is Ryan Long. In his last at-bat, he had the bases loaded in the 4th with 1 out and grounded out into a 4-6-3 double play. Ryan is 0 for 2, has the first RBI of the game, the sac fly that scored Cronin back in the 1st. And a mound visit by the Thunderbolts pitching staff and Brian Oliver, their pitching coach. And they're probably saying, hey, we know how deadly Ryan Long can be at the plate. Let's try not to give him a pitch to hit. And if I'm Elijah MacNamee, with the history that Cullen has had throughout this series, I would steal second base.
I would.
He's already successful last night.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to give Ryan Long 2 pitches, okay, to get a base hit. On the 3rd pitch, I'm going to steal because, as I said in between innings, this catcher here has only thrown 1 ball to accurately the second base in between the 9 innings that we've played. So far we've played, 9 and 9, that's 18, and 6, that's 25 innings. He has thrown 1 ball to second base accurately. Other than that, he's bounced them or threw them in center.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. The second time it's occurred, but everything's all right. Well, Otters have a 4-2 lead as we're back in the bottom of the 7th. Cronin led off with a triple and then touched home on a wild pitch.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just 1 room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Signorama Evansville for their support this season. Signorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Signorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at signorama.com/in-Evansville. Signorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Since 1994.
Well, welcome back. Back-to-back nights, we had some technical difficulties in the 7th. The good news, Carlos Castro hit a 3-run home run to give the Otters a commanding 7-2 lead.
I'm going to say one thing, Dave. I hope every seventh inning they have a breakdown because we end up getting a home run. So, I mean, so you lose an inning. I mean, you lose a batter or two, but if you get a home run, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice.
I think Mr. Bussing, the owner, would agree with that comment as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Paul's back there at the station. He ought to get a raise.
So last night, the game cut out, the radio cut out in the 7th. Phillips hits the grand slam. Today in the 7th, with already a 4-2 lead, the Otters have a 3-run home run from Carlos Castro. Phillips walked, and now there's a pop-up from Rizzatello on the pitcher's mound. That'll be the first out of the inning. Yes. So a F3 on the putout right at the pitcher's mound. So here's how the bottom of the 7th started. Cronin led off with a triple, his third hit of the game, the fourth time he's been on base in 4 at-bats. He scored on a wild pitch thrown by Toribio. MacNamee walked, long singled Castro, the 3-run homer, to left center field, just like last night.
Right.
And Dakota Phillips.
And I'd like to say one thing about Ryan Long's base hit. It was to left center, and I had told you earlier that last year and earlier this year, he hit quite a few balls to left center. He got a lot of doubles and such, and that was one of the first ones I've seen him hit to left center in, I'm going to say, in the last month.
So Jack Meggs to the plate. Phillips walked as the first 5 batters in the Otters order were able to get on base. Rizzatello pops up to the pitcher's mound for out number 1. Meggs now has a 2-0 count. Toribio, the pitcher from the Bronx, standing tall at 6'6", played for the Thunderbolts last year. Here's Meggs' 2-0. Upstairs for a ball 3. So with the Otters having a 5-run lead, if you're the Otters pitchers, let's just try to get 2 clean innings and we'll call it a sweep.
Yes, I would throw strikes, let him hit the ball, and
line drive to right field. That will go over the head of Cockrell to the wall. Rounding first, heading to second is Jack Meggs. A double that was ripped. Runners now on second and third for the Otters with 1 out. Jack put some good contact on that baseball.
Oh, he did. Line drive, and right fielder had no chance. When you, that's the end of this guy. Here comes the manager out. There's no doubt. Second visit, automatic, go home, boy.
So baseball is weird sometimes in a sense that one swing of the bat can change the whole dynamic of the game.
That's happened.
So Friday night, Otters took a commanding 8-0 lead, 8-0 win. Last night, the Otters were up 4-1. And Phillips hits the grand slam to make it 8-1.
Right.
Today, Otters up 4-2. Castro's 3-run homer over the left field wall. Now it makes this a 7-2 game. So back-to-back games with one swing of the bat has made the difference in the contest.
Oh, yeah. It's always that. One break. Well, it's just like in basketball, a missed foul shot.
Oh, yes.
And you lose 50-49, and, you look back and say, well, if he made that, he gets the second shot, and it would have been 51-50, they would have won. But that's the breaks of the game.
That's right. And I got to tell you, over the past 3 days, we've had pretty good crowds. We had 4,000 people on Friday night, 3,000 last night, and not a bad crowd today for a Sunday afternoon.
I'm going to say we've got a 1,500 to 1,600 crowd tonight.
I'll take your word on that.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to say the runner was on first base when Jack hit that line drive to left. The runner wasn't sure, so therefore he had to hold up. And the reason he held up was because there was 1 out. If he took off and it was running full speed and the right fielder caught it, it was an easy double play. So he had to hesitate, see where it was going, but he advanced from first to third anyway. So
we have a new reliever on the mound for the Thunderbolts. Cannot locate his number. We'll check the game notes prepared by Mr. Terry Bonadonna, the broadcaster, in his 9th year for the Thunderbolts.
Yes, he goes back to when Mike Romadeski was here, and I threatened him, about that
Giordano's
Giordano's
pizza.
pod, yeah.
Well, definitely Cronin deserves that after today, right?
Yes.
Extra pepperonis? The first pitch to Hunter Cullen will be a called strike on the outside corner, belt high. Runners on second and third for the Otters. Meggs with the double. Phillips walked. He's at third. There's only one out. Open bag at first. Cullen rests the bat on his shoulder. Next pitch is fouled down the third base line. And if I had to guess, it would be Mr. Randy Perez coming into the game for the Thunderbolts. Perez has a 1.5 ERA in 3 innings pitched. That occurred back on the 25th of July. He earned a save. 3 strikeouts and allowed only 1 hit. Against lefties, lefties are batting 167 on. Oh no, he has a point. Yep, lefties are batting 167 on the year. The 0-2 to Cullen.
Ooh!
And now Meggs will have to retreat back.
Yeah, and I was just waiting for that pitcher to balk on that particular one. But he just stepped off. He played it cool, so.
I was about to say, Meggs could have been caught, potentially.
If he'd thrown it the second, yeah.
This next pitch to Cullen is fouled away. Caught the handle of the baseball bat. Count remains at 0-2 with 1 out. Hunter today is 1 for 3. He singled back in the 4th. That's when the Otters had the bases loaded in the 4th.
Right.
Wetrich on deck. Cullen has also struck out back in the 2nd.
On a high pitch, it was out of the strike zone.
0-2, breaking ball in the dirt. Phillips does not go to home.
No.
Count now at 1-2.
So far in this game, that umpire's thrown out an awful lot of baseballs. And the reason he's thrown them out, of course, it was in the dirt, so therefore it's smudged.
I heard a lot of professional pitchers prefer to have their baseball with a little bit of mud on it to get a good grip.
Yes, that's true, and I used to do it deliberately.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yes.
1-2, fouled away once more.
When the umpire would give me a new ball, and I would deliberately throw it at the feet of the umpire, of the pitcher, so that it would skip, and put that little dirt, plus maybe a little scratch in that leather. It would help the pitcher. Then after a while, the umpires got used to that, and they say, "Hey, bring that ball back and give me another one."
1-2, the count. Perez fires. Be a line drive to center field. Going back is Fukuhara.
RBI.
And an RBI for Hunter Cullen as Phillips touches home. Throw to third.
What a throw. Wow.
So Phillips touches home, and Meggs gets the third base by the skin of his teeth.
I'll tell you what, that was a pretty good throw. It was accurate on the money. And, oh, boy, I tell you what, good thing Jack's got a little speed. If that was me, I probably would have been thrown out. Okay, here's the young kid here,
Tanner Wetrich.
Yeah.
The former River City Rascal. He has an RBI double today. That scored Jack Meggs. Back in the 2nd, he later on scored from the RBI single from Cronin. 1-0 the count to Wetrich. Meggs on third. There are 2 outs. The Otters have scored 5 runs in this inning. Lead now by a score of 8-2. So three games of 7 or more runs for the Otters.
Yep. And how about the strikeouts?
The 2-0 will be a breaking ball in the dirt. Moves the count to 3-0. Perez has yet to find the strike zone.
And the man up there on the scoreboard is just putting up that 8 runs. And the reason I understand is a walk. The reason I understand is those signs, numbers that he's putting up are in little screws. So you got to take the little screws. They're not on hooks. And I don't know. There was one of the one of our loyal fans last night was telling me that they're not going to fix that scoreboard and that we may get a new one. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, now I think it makes more sense to get a new one rather than pay more money to fix it.
Right, and that I think originally came from Indianapolis, the AAA club up there in Indianapolis. I believe that's where the scoreboard came from.
Cronin to the plate. We have now batted around, Bill.
Oh, boy, good.
So what was that, the carousel? About the amusement park? Back in the amusement park where you go around in circles with all the different horses and...
Oh, yeah, we have a place in town called the Carousel Restaurant.
That or what do you prefer, carousel or merry-go-round?
Merry-go-round.
Okay.
When we were down the Jersey Shore, they were always merry-go-rounds.
Okay.
Especially at Asbury Park and Seaside Heights.
I'm familiar with Seaside.
Yep.
1-1 the count to Cronin. He has reached base in all 4 of his at-bats. There's a pop up the left field. Going back is Swiss, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Otters send 10 men to the plate. They blow this game open, scoring 4 runs. We head to the top of the 8th, 8-2 Otters on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Giving our best has prepared us for being the best. Announcing the University of Evansville's Harlaxton College as the #1 ranked study abroad program in the nation. As a part of the UE experience, we offer all our students an unparalleled foreign study program.
More than 60% of UE students study abroad. Our students from all majors live, learn, and travel the world and still graduate in 4 years.
The University of Evansville's Harlaxton College, the #1 study abroad program in America.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Hopefully it's in September.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters put a 5-spot on the bottom of the 7th, including another technical difficulty, what happened was Carlos Castro hit a 3-run home run to extend the Otters lead to 7-2. Sac fly from Hunter Cullen made the score 8-2. The score was made to 4-2 after the leadoff triple by Cronin, and then he took home on a wild pitch by Toribio.
Well, as we have said so many times, Mr. Cronin is the spark plug of this team. He seems to get on so many times, and it plays an integral part of scoring and plays a pretty good defense.
So to the plate now is Cockrell. First pitch from the new Otters, Simmons. It falls in there for a strike. Count even at 1. Simmons, another newly acquired reliever for the Otters. He pitched for the Gateway Grizzlies last year. Has 1 appearance so far this year. He pitched a scoreless inning. Here's a swing and a drive to left field. Going back is Cullen on his horse. And he will go over the wall, and he robbed.
No, it's a home run.
Oh, it was close.
I know. I thought he caught it too.
So Hunter's made a robbing catch over the center field wall in River City, and I thought he had one here.
Yeah, I did too in the beginning with it, and then when he just he didn't throw the ball back in, then I knew it was a home run. So here comes the new pitcher on the second pitch. He has one hit over 395 feet over that at sign. So now they've scored the third run.
A leadoff solo home run for Chase Cockrell, the first home run the Thunderbolts have hit in the series.
Yeah. Of course, they've hit some pretty good shots up against the wall that have been caught.
Here's a pop-up foul down the first base line to Alamo. Count moves to 0-1.
Now, this guy you say came from Gateway.
0-1, line drive to left field. Going back is Meggs, and that will be back-to-back home runs by the Thunderbolts.
That was a curveball that didn't curve too well, and in fact, that was the first breaking pitch he threw. So now we've got 2 batters and 2 runs. It's 8-4. 8-4 right now.
And it looks like the Otters will have some action in the bullpen. Michael Gizzi, who pitched a scoreless inning last night. And in case, would you have the closer stretching?
Not at this time. Maybe next inning.
Okay.
There's the breaking pitch again.
There's a strike called inside to Fukuhara. Fukuhara's hit the baseball well.
Yes, he has. Good power.
He has an RBI last night. He has a walk and a run scored as well as a double tonight.
And he put Hunter to the wall in center field last night. Didn't he get a triple, I think, on that? Let's see.
Single.
Single we got it? Wait a minute. No.
RBI single.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, that was a fly ball. Yeah.
Let's see. Do you remember Lou Brock?
Oh, yeah.
So today in 1985, Lou Brock, Enos Slaughter, Archie Vaughn, and Hoyt Willem are inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. There's a strikeout for Simmons to make 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Or bottom of the 8th.
Repeat those again. I had a cough.
No, it's okay. Lou Brock,
right.
Enos Slaughter,
right.
Archie Vaughn, and Hoyt Willem are inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame today in Cooperstown.
Oh, okay. Hoyt was a pitcher with Baltimore.
Was he good?
Yes.
Oh, of course he was good. He's a Hall of Famer. That's a silly question.
Really?
That's a silly question on my part.
Okay.
There's a called strike from Simmons to Straub to move the count to 0-1 with 1 out. Let's see. How about Brooks Robinson?
Oh, my God. You know, Brooks Robinson, I used to use him as an example. Lou Gorman used to always talk about things. Lou Gorman was my
fly ball. Cullen is there and makes the catch for out number 2.
Lou Gorman was the scouting and farm director for the Kansas City Royals, and I worked for him, and he was the Baltimore farm director when Brooks Robinson played. And he used to say, well, he couldn't throw this guy when, you'd sign a ball player and say, well, he can't do this, he can't do that. And you look at Brooks Robinson and say, well, yeah, Brooks Robinson didn't have good range, but he had quickness. He didn't have a strong arm, but he had an accurate arm.
Got it.
And he wasn't a great hitter, but he always got the timely hits.
First pitch to Koffel is a bouncing ball on the plate.
So every bad thing you could say about Brooks Robinson, he had a defense on it.
Okay.
So, he had 1 positive and 1 negative.
Well, today in 1971, I'll wait for the next pitch from Simmons, the 1-0. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count was a 2-0. Today in 1971, 16-time Gold Glove Award winner Brooks Robinson. He committed 3 errors in the 6th inning against the Athletics. Frank Robinson's 3-run homer in the 9th won the game for the Orioles.
Yeah.
16-time Gold Glove Award winner.
Oh, yeah.
That's impressive.
Brooks, as I said, he didn't have a strong arm, but he got rid of the ball quickly, and he had a very, very accurate arm. And that's why he made less errors.
Okay. Unfortunately, he had 3 today in 1971.
He must have had a bad coffee.
2-1 is a bouncing ball behind Rizzatello. Count moves at 3-1 with 2 outs.
He tried to buy the ball club here a couple of years back.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. No. I'll take it back.
Okay.
It was the shortstop, him and his brother Billy, and now I can't think of it. The Ripken brothers.
Okay. 3-1. And that'll be ball 4.
Yeah, they were talking to Mayor at that time. They were going to talk about building a ballpark downtown, and they were looking for a franchise. And the Ripken brothers was involved with Mr. Blue, the Dodger, Mr. Blue.
So the Ivy Leaguer and Taylor Wright will be stretching in the Otters bullpen. Gizzy is already warmed up. 2 outs, first pitch to Swiss, ground ball to Long. Throws over to second base, toss over to Cronin, and the inning ends. The Thunderbolts scored 2 runs, 2 solo home runs to make this an 8-4 baseball game. We'll come back to the bottom of the 8th. Otters up 8-4 on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
When it comes to protecting your baby, you can never do enough. You bundle them up and strap them in. That's why most parents choose immunization. Nothing protects babies better from 14 serious childhood diseases. So keep up with and get the recommended immunizations for your baby by age 2. For more reasons to vaccinate, go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 800-CDC-INFO. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
A Case of the Blues is your home for blues music in the Tri-State, featuring music from local artists like Honey Roy, Dale Niehaus and Bad Mojo, the Bosco France Band, and the Beat Daddies, as well as legends of the blues like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and Muddy Waters. A Case of the Blues is on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., only on your place for blues in the Tri-State, 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville, a University of Evansville radio station.
Here's the first pitch. That was way upstairs. Wild pitch, and Cronin slides safely. Otters 4, Thunderbolts 2. Heads up play there by Cronin. Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Otters with a commanding 8-4 lead. It was 8-2. Then back-to-back solo home runs from Cockrell and Alamo made the score 8-4. To the plate now is Elijah MacNamee. MacNamee walked and scored a run back in the 7th. One of the 5 runs that was scored in the 7th for the Otters. Takes a first pitch strike, 0-1 the count to Mac. Mac has reached base safely in all 4 of his at-bats. 2 singles, a double, and a walk, and a run scored. He'll scorch this pitch fouled on the third base line. Count moves quickly to 0-2 with no outs. So Cockrell and Alamo with solo home runs apiece. And an 8-4 game we have. This next pitch by MacNamee is fouled behind home plate. Count remains at 0-2.
And in all fairness to the Windy City ball players, they were shots, especially when Hunter jumped over that fence at Ritzy and he just came up empty.
I thought he robbed it for a moment.
Oh, so did I. But, when he came down and they just stood there and I waited for him to throw the ball back into the infield and he didn't have it, so then you knew it was a home run.
So after the first pitch ball to MacNamee, he has a 1-2 count. Next pitch is on the outside corner for a ball. So a count that started at 0-2 is now even at 2-2.
Big Mac.
Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A fastball high and away.
And did you notice where the catcher set up? And that's exactly where he got the ball, high and outside, and that's where the catcher asked for it. So, sometimes as a batter, you kind of look backwards and see where the catcher is. And it kind of tells you, hey, it's inside, it's outside, whatever.
So Taylor Wright is warming up in the bullpen. Hasn't seen work since Wednesday when he earned a save against the Joliet Slammers. First pitch to Ryan Long is low and away for a ball. Taylor Wright has his family in town. We were nice enough they said hello.
Yeah, they come up to the father came up to the press box here, and there's a base hit.
And it'll drop.
And that is...
So another single for Ryan Long. Long now is 2 for 4. To the plate is Carlos Castro, who is 1 for 4 after his 3-run home run. First pitch to Carlos is a called strike, belt high, away from the right-handed batter. Count at 0-1.
So Ryan got 2 hits today. That's good, plus an RBI. He got, the first RBI, I believe. But no, getting back to Mr. Wright. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Yeah, he needs to work. I mean, he hasn't pitched, as you said, in a while, and here he needs to work. A reliever, especially a closer, he's got to be in there. Whether it's once every 3 days at least to keep, to keep his cool, if you want to say that, or keep his talent in check.
0-2 the count to Carlos. 1 out, Long at first. Here's the next pitch. It'll be a chopper foul down the third base line.
See, that's where Carlos was doing so much in the early part of the year. He reached for that outside pitch, and he's trying to pull it. And most of them used to end up at, fly balls to second or short, or second right field. But anyway, Carlos has done pretty good with the power. He's now, how many he's got now? He's got 10, isn't it?
Make that 11.
Oh, 11.
So 1 behind Long.
Yeah, well, that's good competition. Going down the stretch, I get a home run, you get a home run.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
0-2, we lift it in the air to left center field. Going back is Fukuhara, and he makes the catch at the warning track. Long will have to retreat back to first as there's 2 away in the bottom of the 8th.
You just saw something, the power that Castro had. That was a low outside pitch that he pulled and still didn't get his full power in, but still hit it 390 feet. Now, that shows you that man's got some power.
You can't teach that.
No, you can't. No.
You can teach how to put contact on the ball, but you can't teach power. Phillips to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. He had the grand slam last night. First pitch is outside for a ball. Count at 1-0. And I got to tell you, Phillips worked a quality at-bat. I think it was a 7th pitch at-bat that he worked into a walk back in the 7th.
Do you remember the Alamo, Alou brothers?
Moises Alou?
Yeah. And there were 3 of them.
Okay.
They all played in the major leagues, 3 brothers.
Right.
And the one that was at Pittsburgh, and he was like a 210 hitter. Mm-hmm. And he was told he could be a 300 hitter, and how could you do that? And all they did was teach him hit the ball down, chop down, because he had great speed.
1-1 upstairs for a ball, moves the count to 2-1.
So from there on in, what he got was infield base hits. Just slap at the ball. And I'll tell you, the guy that's over there in Southern Illinois, one of the coaches, he batted 300, and that's all he did was slap the ball down and beat him out.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball right there from Perez. Evens the count at 2.
Yeah, all you got to do is make contact and then run.
So, yeah, when your closer hasn't had work in a while, it's good to get him in, regardless if it's a safe situation or not.
That's right. Yeah, whether you need a save or not. You're right. Good analysis.
Thank you. The 2-2. The ball in the dirt.
Yeah,
count now full to Phillips. So the Otters will head to Avon, Ohio, outside of Cleveland. Tomorrow, they will be playing a 3-game series against the Lake Erie Crushers, starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday at 7:05, Wednesday at 10:05 in the morning.
One of those bad ones.
Yeah, and then will be breaking ball in the
Tuesday,
dirt.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday will be a 7:05 start as well.
Okay.
All games can be heard on the Otters Radio Network, 91.5 WUEV. As Long heads to second, Phillips trots to first with a walk. So Phillips today is 0 for 2 with 3 walks and a run scored.
Well, here comes Michael, and he did swing at that first pitch. Not his last time, the time before last, he hit a line drive to second. So he, other than that, he's been popping up all day. So.
First pitch to Riz is
outside ball.
All right.
Yeah, outside. He looked at it, which is again, if it's not a strike, don't swing.
Here's the 1-0. That drops upstairs for a ball, moves the count to 2-0 with 2 outs. So the Otters will be playing against the Lake Erie Crushers. We'll check the Frontier League scoreboard momentarily, as the Crushers are tied at 2 with the Rascals in River City in the bottom of the 7th. The Washington Wild Things have defeated the Schaumburg Boomers 5-0 in Pittsburgh. Gateway Grizzlies over the Joliet Slammers by a score of 3-2 in Sauget, Illinois. And that is your Frontier League scoreboard roundup.
Ball 4. Well, the other day, there was only 2 teams, Florence and the Otters, that had 30 wins. Has anyone else reached 30 wins?
Yes.
Okay.
The River City Rascals, as well as the Miners of Southern Illinois. The Florence Freedom are the only team with 40 wins. They have 41. So over to third is Ryan Long. He singled. Over to second is Phillips. He walked for the 3rd time in the game. And Riz trots down to first with a walk. Jack Meggs to the plate. Jack doubled his last time up in the 7th. First pitch drops in there for a strike off speed from Perez. Count at 0-1. Let's see, Bill. Do you know?
I certainly do.
Let's see. Roger Hornsberry?
No.
All right. Well, toss that one then. Here's a foul ball to Meggs. Count moves quickly to 0-2. Oh, so Sean Dunston Jr. plays for Gateway.
Right.
His father, Sean Dunston, today in 1990, tied a Major League record with 3 triples and led the Cubs to a 10-7 win over the Expos.
I scouted Sean.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. He was a Brooklyn boy.
0-2. Will be a ground ball to the shortstop, Martinez.
He's safe. He's safe. He's safe.
And that will be an RBI single. No, RBI for Meggs.
No, it's an RBI.
Fielder's choice.
Why?
No?
He beat it out. There was no fielder's choice. The shortstop thought he'd make the play himself, and he was just too late. He would beat the base. That's a base hit. RBI. No error. No fielder's choice.
Thank you for the correction.
Well, no. Now you owe me $5.
You got it.
No, that's what you call hustle.
Okay. Can you break a 20?
Well, heads up. So
an RBI single for Meggs.
Yeah, Mother T was really, I bet she had the rosary beat out. You know, and I was going to make a statement before that, too, that Jack is wearing sanitary socks. And you don't see many. And the other day, I dropped off about 24 of those.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because, I don't use them anymore. And I had them, and my wife said, what are we going to do with this? We're moving. So I said, she says, I'll wash them. And I said, I'll give them to the Otters.
Okay. That's very nice of you.
Yeah. Well, again, who's going to use them? Not me.
I'm not a high socks guy.
Yeah.
Next pitch to Hunter Cullen is a foul ball in front of home plate. Count even at 1 with 2 outs.
Well, we all used to use sanitary socks. They were used simply because if you got spiked, it was preventing the infection of the color of the sock going into the open wound.
Got it. Cullen with a 2-1 count. Cullen had a sac fly to center field back in the 7th in the 5-run 7th inning for the Otters. They currently lead this game 9-4 after the RBI single from Meggs. Another strike. He drops in there for Hunter Cullen to even the count at 2.
Martinez was kind of slow and thinking he had plenty of time, and it just shows you that, don't hesitate.
That's right. 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. All right. What else can I throw at you, Bill? How about Dale Murphy?
Dale Murphy, yeah, pretty good hitter with the Atlanta Braves.
Today in 1989, Braves Dale Murphy hits two 3-run home runs. And that'll be ball 4. A walk. Phillips will now touch home. And RBI walk?
Yes. And I'll tell you about Dale Murphy. He was one of the hardest ones I was advanced scouting for the Padres. He was one of the hardest people to tell the pitchers how to pitch to him. Because you threw him low, he hit home runs. You pitch him high, he hit home runs.
So
he was a very, very good home run hitter.
Was he? So yes. He had 2 3-run home runs.
Yeah.
The 14th man to hit 2 home runs in an inning. He also tied a MLB record of 6 RBIs in an inning.
Yeah, he was a good ball player. He didn't play that many years. I'm going to say maybe 8 to 10, maybe at the most.
That's not bad.
I know, but so many other guys play 12, 15.
Oh, okay. 2-0 to Wetrich. Ball in the dirt.
There was a guy to play with the Phillies. I scouted him in Reading, Double-A for the Phillies.
Ryan Sandberg?
No. They called him the Snake.
Oh.
And I don't remember, but he was still playing a few years back. He was like close to 50 years old. He was still playing.
Jamie Moyer?
No. He was a Latin player.
I guess you're dating me then.
Yeah.
So another walk, an RBI walk for Wetrich.
RBI, yep. Here goes this guy's gone too. He was a Latin player, and he used to wrap the bat up around his neck. And that's why we called him the Snake.
Okay.
And you'd say, pitch him inside, high inside, because he can't get that bat around. Like I said, he played about 20 years in the major leagues.
So just to keep the audience informed, the Otters have scored 3 more runs in the inning. 2 of those runs have been on RBI walks.
RBI walk, right.
So Phillips and Long have scored as well as Rizzatello. Let's see, I'm just throwing out random facts in baseball that occurred today to test your knowledge to see if you still got it. I know you do. I just want to for my own expertise to see if
for your edification.
Okay, there we go. That's the word. All right, today in 1993, Ken Griffey Jr. tied a major league record, hitting a home run in his 8th consecutive game, but it was not enough as the Mariners lost 5-1 to the Minnesota Twins.
Right, he played with Seattle. And
Cincinnati.
I want to say, even though I don't like him, because what he did to my brother.
That's fair.
He probably was one of the greatest ball players you want to watch. I mean, he was very, very talented. Had great years at Seattle.
Right.
Not that many in Cincinnati. But in Seattle, he had some great years.
You know what's amazing? There was one year where the Mariners had Griffey, Alex Rodriguez, Randy Johnson, and with 3 guys like that, along with who's the one of the known Mariners Hall of Famers? He was a Latin player, I believe.
Perez? You're talking about Tony Perez?
Maybe.
First baseman with Cincinnati?
No.
In fact, he's not going to the Hall of Fame. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah. He's not going because Jeter. In fact, it was a nice article about my brother. When Jeter took over at Miami, he got rid of everybody. All those Dawson and Perez and my brother and the other guy. Anyway, he got rid of them all. And then after the pressure came, you can't do that.
Ground ball to third, hit by Cronin. Throws over to first, and that'll end the inning.
I think he tagged the runner going from second to third. I think he made the tag, so he didn't need to throw it to first base.
Well, the Otters will send 9 men to the plate. They score 3 more runs. Taylor, the dark right, will come out on the mound to close, not in a safe situation, but to end this game for the Otters.
Right, he needs to work.
And we'll come back after this break. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. So many comments on my comment. Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Mom, what? Huh? Pew, pew. What'd you say?
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. We have a new pitcher-catcher battery as Taylor, the dark right, heads to the pitcher's mound. The Otters all-star reliever and the closer on this team.
And you say his parents and his brother are here.
Yes.
Well, that is really nice. You know, there's nothing more encouragement for a player than to have his parents come and see him and, you know, give him a little lift and take him out to dinner. And then the kid, you know, the player wants to really perform well. So
That's right. So Taylor Wright has not seen action since his save on Wednesday against the Joliet Slammers. And it will be important for him to get some work as the Otters head to Cleveland, Ohio later this week, starting tomorrow for 3 games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And in competitive games, as the Crushers are first place in the Frontier League East Division, there will be a good East-West Division showdown between the Otters and the Crushers. First things first, Taylor Wright required to get 3 outs here in the top of the 9th with an 11-4 lead. Omar Obregon to the top of the order we go. And the first pitch to him, it'll be a ball upstairs. Count at 1-0. Obregon today is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. The next pitch will be a fastball up there for a strike.
And you got the bullpen down there in Windy City, and they're all just watching, standing around watching. This is their last chance to score.
1-1 the count to Obregon. Wright will double pump his arms. Here's the 1-1. Be fouled away by home plate. Count moves to 1-2.
A little late on that swing, and that's why it ended up coming over there and ricocheting off the screen at third base.
So 3 straight games where the Otters score 7 or more runs. The offense clearly has shown up this week, or this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll say so. And good pitching. You know, good hitting, good pitching.
1-2.
Strike 3.
Called strike 3, as a matter of fact. And that'll be strikeout number 42 on the year for the Otters closer. Called strike 3 on a high fastball from Wright. To the plate now is Christian Funk, who is 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. He also struck out looking back all the way in the first.
I'll tell you what, they get on that bus going to wherever they're going.
Cleveland?
No, not the Otters, Windy City. And if I was the manager, I'd give a little lecture, and I'm being honest. And just like I used to do when I was coaching, I'd believe it or not, we had so many strikeouts. What I'd do is line them up from home plate and third, and then I'd get the pitchers, and they would make believe they were throwing the ball. They would go through the motion of delivery, and then I'd have the batter swing. I said, if you don't want to swing in the game, here's your chance to swing.
You did that?
Oh, yes. I'd cut down on those strikeouts. Hey, there's nothing worse than being called out on a third strike. You're up there, take 3 swings.
The 1-1 from right. It'd be a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2.
I mean, you look, they had 16 strikeouts the first game, 9 the last night, and I think they're over 10 tonight.
1-2 the count, 1 out. Taylor Wright trying to get the Otters out of this game with a victory. This next pitch is fouled down the first base line. Count remains at 1-2. And who's working in finance, had a tryout with the Somerset Patriots of the Atlantic League.
Who's this?
Right. The Otters reliever, the Ivy Leaguer.
Oh, well, my daughter goes to those games quite regularly.
The Somerset Patriots?
Yeah, she does right there. Yeah,
so
Hillsborough.
Tried out for them, the 1-2. It'll be fouled down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2. Did not make the Patriots roster, but one of the scouts from the Patriots said, hey, I know Andy McCauley. Might have a spot for you to try out in spring training. And since then, he made the spring training roster. Went from setup man to closer as Urbeck got called up to the Mets. And he has performed quite nicely. There's a pop-up foul behind home plate. Count remains at 1-2. This will be pitch number 6 in the at-bat.
Well, we've had a good relationship with Somerset. A lot of our players that we've had here, we've advanced to Somerset.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, quite a few of them. And that's why that relationship is so close.
So 1-2. Ground ball right at Taylor Wright. Look at that play.
My God.
Makes that look easy.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
Toss over to first for out number 2. And Phillips has actually entered the game at first base.
I'll tell you, if I was Wright's father, I'd say, hey, that's my boy.
That's right. So 1-3 on the putout. 2 up, 2 down at the top of the 9th.
That's what you call fielding your position. Oh, my.
Be Brynn Martinez to the plate. First pitch from right. It'll be a foul ball down the third base line.
You're talking about Somerset. They got a beautiful ballpark.
They do.
And
TD Ameritrade ballpark.
And it's right off Interstate 287 or 278, whatever it is.
That was actually my first ever baseball game as a kid.
Oh, is that right?
Somerset Patriots game back in 04.
Okay.
The 0-1. Drops in there. Breaking ball from Taylor Wright. Moves that count to 0-2. One more strike and the Otters will come away with a victory.
If he keeps this up, Somerset's liable to call him back. I'm being honest.
Or maybe the American Association.
Well, yeah.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Taylor the dark right. Gets the Otters out of the game with a victory. Bring out your broomsticks. It's the 3rd sweep of the year for the Otters. They defeat the Windy City Thunderbolts by a final score of 11-4. We'll come back with the totals after this on the Otters Radio Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Hi, I'm Jenny Garth. Heart disease is something I live with every day. It runs in my family, and it took my dad's life. So I'm choosing to speak up, and so can you. Tell people how it's the #1 killer of women. Tell them one woman dies every minute from it, and that 80% of cardiac events in women may be prevented if you make the right choices today. Join American Heart Association's Go Red for Women. Speak up to save lives at goredforwomen.org.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
0-2 swing and a miss. Taylor, the dark right, gets the Otters out of the game with a victory. Bring out your broomsticks. It's the third sweep of the year for the Otters. They defeat the Windy City Thunderbolts by a final score of 11-4. Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Another sweep for the Otters, their third of the year, all occurring at Boston Field.
Good pitching, good hitting, good heads-up baseball, and good wins. So you're right. It was a great weekend for the Otters.
Absolutely, coming off a series loss against the Joliet Slammers. The Otters in all three games have scored the first run of the game. And when the Otters score their first run of the game, if I look at my math correctly, the Otters are now 29-8 when they score the first run of the game.
Well, I'm going to ask a stupid question. Who scored the first run? Who got the first RBI in tonight's game?
Brian Long.
So all three games, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, Mr. Long drove in the first run.
Oh,
so,
I got that attendance for you, 1,515.
Oh, I was wrong. I said 1,300. Okay.
Hey, you're a little under. That's not too bad.
Well, I forgot to count the ones that were at the refreshment stand.
No worries. Well, we'll check the any final remarks as I think you said it best. The Otters hit the ball well.
They did.
It was a pretty good pitching staff for the Thunderbolts, and in two of the three games that we saw, the runs didn't come easy, that's for sure.
Well, because of the Otter pitching, again, I don't know how many. I know definitely 11 strikeouts. And so 16, 9, and I know more than 11. So that means you got 16 and 11 is 27, and 9 is 36, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I don't know if I'm right or wrong on the 11.
You are 12 after the final strikeout.
Okay, so 12. Okay. I mean, so how do you expect to win if you can't hit the ball? And, as I always told my players and my children, you stand a 50-50 chance by swinging. If you don't swing, you don't stand a chance. So, therefore, I don't care if you strike out. Swing. Take your 3 swings.
Well, let's round up with the scoreboard around the Frontier League. In the top of the 8th in O'Fallon, Missouri, the Lake Erie Crushers and River City Rascals are tied at 2 in the top of the 8th. The Lake Erie Crushers will be the Otters' next opponent as they will head off to Avon, Ohio, outside of Cleveland tomorrow for a 3-game series on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Washington Wild Things took care of business against the Schaumburg Boomers in Pittsburgh, 5-0 Washington the final. And in the bottom of the 5th, the Gateway Grizzlies lead the Joliet Slammers by a score of 3-2. Bill, I will see you next Friday when the calendar flips to August in time for what hopes to be a playoff push for the Otters when the Evansville Otters will take on their rival, the Southern Illinois Miners.
Let me check now. I want to make sure. Okay, Friday. Oh, the Miners. Wow.
I haven't seen them since the opening weekend of the season.
And I'm going to say this. I've said it for years, and I'll repeat myself.
Okay.
When we go over there to that hunky-dunk field over there in southern
and
Marriott, they generally take 2 out of 3. When they come here, we
try to sweep.
We treat them in the same manner. We generally take 2 out of 3. Okay. So, if they're coming here, I'm looking for a 2 out of 3, possibly a 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3 would be nice.
Oh, I know it.
Especially against your rival.
Well, I tell you what, when you play against those Southern Miners, in my opinion, I know others that disagree with me, you're talking about one of the best managers in this league, the little Mike Pinto. I call him the general because every year he's a very competitive. They have a very competitive team. They're in the playoffs. I'm going to say 9 out of every 10 years. So they came into the league in 2007. And if you look, you'll see Mike Pinto has more wins than any other manager in this league. And yet, he only came in 2007. Oh, boy. I'm
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for Dr. Bill McCune and our radio engineer, Mr. Paul Bragan. I'm Dave Nguyen. Everyone out there in Otterville land, have a great night, and go Otters.
Go. And my pleasure in working with you, and I'll be listening to you on the radio, and can't wait until I work with you again.
All
Dave,
right. We'll see you
have
Friday.
a good one, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Mr. Bragan.
Thank you, Paul.